Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday night. I am finishing sharing out real quick. I got one more share to do, and I will be here in just a second. I apologize for running a little behind this evening. You know how great Facebook is. They went and switched my list all up. All the stuff that I share to was usually on top, and now it's a big jumbled mess. There we go. I am done with that. So hopefully everyone's having a great night tonight. I did have sponsors, but then when I decided to bring on this filler guest, a lot of them decided to drop out. No, I'm just kidding. Not at all. So we're going to run through the list of sponsors real quick before we bring our guest out tonight. We have Melone Management with Lisa Melone. Do you have a project running or a project about to start and you need some help? You need some help finding places to get your stretch goals done, or just, to pretty much take care of your campaign in general so you can work on your book? Hit up Lisa Melone with Melone Management. We have 183 Degree Studios with Alfred Trujillo, Doobie Doobie Doo, and Kara Nicole. Check them out. They have their new Fire Bitch 2 project is still on Indiegogo. If you missed out on it, go check that out. All the links for that are in the description in the video above. We also have Codex Entertainment LLC with Luis Torres with his book, Lily the Demoness, with Chapter 5 dropping this summer, as well as Nebula Pearl, which just funded back in February and will be in fulfillment soon and available for purchase. For more information on Codex Entertainment LLC, look at them in the link in the comments. We also have Naughty Faeries number 5, dropping April 28th. If you don't know about it or you haven't heard about it, the link for the launch for them to get notified is in the description above. Check that out, as well as the link to the backer kit for Naughty Fairies Con number 2. Also, we have Outpost 426 Studios with CB Zane and Michael Shoemaker. They got their Project Black Rabbit coming out this summer, which looks phenomenal, as well as the new Might series that's dropping. And you have Scorpiana and Into the Suck. Also, we have, last but not least, DPopp Customz. DPopp Customz will hook up your prints. If you have a print that's in the closet that's collecting dust and needs some polishing up and you absolutely love it, you just don't really have a good place to hang it, DPopp Customz will create you a custom frame with LED lighting that can go to music, all sorts of different things. Check them out. So that is the end of the sponsor announcement. Without further ado, we're going to bring out our filler guest, Mr. Philip Russert.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
It's going good. How are you doing?
I'm glad I didn't make you lose your sponsors.
We're just giving you trouble. So we got John Rupp's in here. We got Artist Av is in, and Del Guzman.
Hey, everybody except for Del. How are you?
What a tragedy. I know. I'm telling you. Man, what pits and depths did I have to fall into to get to? Man, how did I?
The level of class is just dropping.
Yeah, everybody told me, as you go on, your shows will improve, and then somehow I land you. I don't understand what happened. What's going on, Ted Davies?
You're going to write this off on your taxes as a charity, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have to write it off as a charity. What's going on, Ted Davies? Congratulations on your launch. Anybody that didn't catch it tonight, Ted Davies launched Graham 101, so check that out on Kickstarter later on tonight.
Congratulations. Good luck.
So, how are you doing tonight, Phil? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready for the grilling questions and the great burn that we have for you tonight? The big Phil roast.
Yeah, man. I got a big pep talk from my wife, and she boosted me up and told me I was worth something, and I was like, all right, good. And she's like, be prepared, and I'm good to go. Just wait for Steph to come in, because that's when it all goes to hell.
Oh, here he is right here. Hey,
there he goes. And it begins.
Yeah, and it begins. Why does Phil look like the retired Lucky Charms? I don't know.
I wish I had the luck.
I don't know. See, when you got to respond with that, Phil. You got to be like,
oh, you want me to shoot him back? I'm trying to be nice in your show. Listen,
no. Tear him up.
When you have more chins than an old Chinese dynasty, you can't really say stuff like that.
Hey, what's going on, Carrie Ann?
Carrie Ann is here. Hi, Carrie Ann. Thank you for... Oh, I can't say anything yet. Okay.
Yeah. And then we got Danny D, who is still in Facebook jail and hopefully will be out on probation in like 3 or 4 days.
A lot of people in Facebook jail and they're not even doing anything wrong. It's ridiculous.
No. Well, here's the thing. Facebook's nailing them for shit for like 2 years ago. They're like, oh, man, can you believe this guy's got nailed for a post from like 2017? I was like,
Seriously?
no way. Yeah, they were posting
That's
pictures of
crazy.
it, and I'm like, this is insane. How can you go to Facebook jail for something you did 3 years
See,
ago?
I just want
That's
to
the
make this clear.
statutes of
Okay,
limitations.
Carrie Ann comes on. She says, hi, Russell, and hi, Philip. Real class act. Steph comes on and goes, hi, John. No class, this dude. No class.
Well, I think it's because he didn't even see it. But we got Trish is in the house. How are you doing tonight, Trish? We got Dell.
Hey, Trish.
I can't see the show. Phil's glare off of his 5 head is in my eyes. His 5 head.
Yeah, he can't spell. I don't even know if
spell.
he's a legal citizen at this point. So
yeah, we're gonna have to kick him out. Neither of these guys appear to be award winners. You know what, Steph? The only thing that Carrie said that you're award winning at is missing lines. So back off. Don't make me bust out this picture of you. Hey, hold on. We got this covered. Hold on. So, I have evidence of you dressing drag with the enemy here. I mean, what's going on here with Ruben Rosas? I mean, come on, Steph, of all people.
Something he shared in this. Wow. Trish. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw the post that Trish was knocked out. Oh, wow.
Hey, Dan, how are you doing tonight? Yes, the powdered donuts are getting loaded up and ready for your Kickstarter package. Don't worry.
James Sims is here. What's up?
What's up, Mike? Man, we got all kinds of people rolling in.
Yeah, well, I had to bring you ratings. That's why I came on. Yeah, you can't keep sticking with 3 people, man. That isn't going to work.
Oh, that's only stuff Wilson.
Alfred, the shit talking already began. I mean,
yeah, it began.
It's already been going on.
Where's he been? He's still looking for his glove to take off and smack everybody in the face with, and we're already going head to head at it. Is Russell sending you many donuts too? No, Steph doesn't get many donuts. He's got enough donuts. Give Steph a week in Facebook jail. He'll put some respect on it. Get out of here. No, it's a super sweet Piggly Wiggly hat, courtesy of Codex Entertainment.
I have to say, Steph has given me more compliments in the last 3 days than I think I've ever had in knowing him. And I had to ask him the other day on direct message if he was feeling okay.
Dell says he's glad you took time off of your drag show tour to come on the show.
Oh, you should see what I'm wearing from the waist down. I didn't. I just got done early.
Yeah, he told me he was wearing bells on Messenger earlier, and I asked him if that means we could call him Ding-a-ling.
And I told him if you knew where they were hanging from, you'd be calling me something else.
Oh, Jesus. So, man, let's back it up. So, tragedy, everything happened last year. You fell into the pit of the evil My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter Pandemic. And, you spring back out of it and you're like, you know what, guys, screw this shit. We're going balls to the wall and I'm doing this project. I'll release what it's about. And then tragedy comes out. And now you've already got 15 issues written and you still don't have a Stuff Wilson cover, which I don't understand. But how did this happen?
All right. Well, I mean, not to make it a boring story, but since I was a little kid, like 7, 9 years old, whenever it was, I started collecting comics. I always wanted to write my own comic. I always felt like I had something in me, stuff to put out there. And unfortunately, I'm 48 years old, going on 49. I had never written anything, never done anything, and it was part of the frustration of my life. So while I was severely ill and in bed, I'm not the kind of guy to just stay still. I want to keep moving. Life is too short. There's too much to do, and I'm not a woe is me kind of guy either. So instead of complaining that I was stuck in bed and I was severe, I'm ignoring him right now. The Renaissance period. I had right before I got sick in January, I came up with this character, and the design just popped up in my head, and I knew a little kind of idea what I wanted to do with it. And then being in bed, I was like, you know what? I can sit here and cry and moan that I'm on oxygen, all this crap, or I can just get something done. So I started doing it, started writing, and next thing I know, it just flowed well, and boom. And I have a lot of great friends and people that I appreciate that are in the industry, and we did it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm kind of like weirded out at the slight resemblance of like Madame Moselle's, massage parlor, Asian massage parlor. I mean, this has a lot of look to it of that. I mean, did you used to work at one of those, or?
I used to. No, I just used to go there and frequent a lot for other reasons.
So you got the rub tug teabag happy ending special.
Yeah. And James Sims knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you either crumble or you keep pushing forward. That's it. That's what you gotta do. You know,
No,
or you could just be a loser like Dell, and just whine and cry, go on everybody else's show because your show sucks. You know.
tell Russell about when you met Jesus. Is there a story behind that?
No, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But nobody ever knows what he's talking about, so don't worry about it. Hey, Jonathan, how are you?
Hey, Jonathan, thanks for going in, bud. So yeah, so no, it was just I know exactly what you're talking about too. I mean, it's the same thing. You know, you can either let shit push you back and just stop what you're doing and just wither up and die, or you can say, you find something to find inspiration in and you go kick ass with it. And that's what we did last year. We pulled through. We went with our gut instinct, and we're out here trying to kick some ass and bring great stories to people.
Yeah, I mean, as much as people might not realize, it honestly could have went sour. I mean, my family could have been burying me, and by the grace of God, I wasn't. So it's let's go, let's live this life, whatever I got.
Yeah, and it's a good thing we got you, because we wouldn't have anybody left to make fun of. We'd have to make fun of Dell, and
Dell wouldn't have any art collection, the little bastard. I mean, everything he owns is from me. As a matter of fact, did you get your package, Dell? Oh, and I mean the package that you normally get. No, not the one in the mouth. I'm talking about in the mail.
So, man, I love it. So you went from truck stops to writing comics. So I'm just kidding. Glad Phil is representing the furry community. Russell wrote a book, allegedly hasn't shipped yet. You shut it. Go check your messages. You have a digital copy of it.
Oh, so, snap. Yeah. He's going after you there. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal.
Yes, I did. Now they all belong to my wife.
Brutal. These guys are brutal.
They are brutal. I think we have to ask John about Philip meeting Jesus, just saying.
I don't even know what the hell he's talking about, meeting Jesus. I have no clue what this man is speaking about. I don't know.
So you got an upcoming comic expo going on. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, it was supposed to be in March because of Governor Cuomo sucks, and I'll put that right on video. Governor Cuomo sucks. I had to postpone it. It was at a hotel. I have two conventions. One's a 2-day convention. One's a 1-day convention. This was a small one, obviously because of the times and everything like that. And, I had a lot of guys. Scott Hanna was going to be there, Billy Tucci, and Larry Stroman, and a lot of good people were going to be there, and a lot of great local talent. But we had to postpone it because of COVID, and the hotel's capacity was too low because there's different capacity rules for different venues. So I'm trying to look for another venue that'll open up, but that's been very difficult with COVID. A lot of storefronts are shut down, but they don't want to rent out for a day or weekend. So I'm still looking, but somewhere in the summer I'll have my 1-day show again. That's the Suffolk Comic and Art Expo. My shows are always artist-centric, whether it's independent, whether it's mainstream, but it's comic books and artists. I don't do all the other stuff. Nothing against it, but it's not my thing. I don't, it's more a traditional convention. Oh, Dell's trying to get funny. I see the correlation, the hairline and the water. I got you. Good one, Dell.
What's going on, Steve? Thanks for joining in tonight.
Steve, can you keep him in line, please? Get Brett in here and get him in line.
No, don't keep him in line. And then Alfred says go to the website, GovernorCuomoSucks.com.
Governor Cuomo should be out of office, but whatever.
And Florida's open. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I got to move. I was thinking about I'm not kidding. I was actually thinking about doing my show in Florida. If by 2022, if things aren't getting better here, I might just do my 2-day in Florida. Because my 2-day, I mean, my Artist Alley, I'm very proud. I get like Adam Kuber, Jim Steranko, Barry Kitson, and I've had Scott Williams, Alex Sinclair, Mark Bagley. I get great names there, but I also get awesome indie and local talent at my shows that unfortunately they don't have the notoriety per se of a Mark Bagley, but they have the talent.
Well, I wouldn't worry so much about his ego fitting into Phil's count. I just don't know if his circle template will fit. That's the hard part.
Super celebrity. Well, I mean, it would have to be a super celebrity conference then if I invite you, Steph.
Yeah, that'd have to be super duper. I mean, well, we all know. Let's just face it. Carrie Ann's the real star of the show. I mean, Steph's branched out. You know, now he's got his super popular CDs that he's rocking. You got the Jersey Circular, Leave It for the Colorist, and now he's the Cape Cod. Hold on, I think we got the cover in here. Well, here he is getting thank you balloons and flowers for Carrie for screwing up and missing a whole bunch of lines a few weeks ago. You know, we see him all around Cape Cod. Here we go. We got Steph Wilson, Love Songs from Cape Cod.
That is funny. That one I love. That was great.
Still not as funny as the Philly cheesesteak. Ooh, baby, I roast so good.
I was looking at that when he sent it, and my daughters looked and they go, "Daddy, what is it? What is that? What is he doing?" I said, "That's just Russell. Don't worry about it." And they're like, "They're roasting you?" I go, "Yeah." No, they're 9 and 7. They don't know what the hell. I said a roast is like they playfully dig you and they throw insults, but it's all in fun. She's like, "That's not gonna hurt your feelings." I'm like, "Only from Dell because he means so much to me."
Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Thanks for coming out.
Steph Packslide, a sketch pad, pencil, and a stencil, and boom, con ready stuff. Yep. That's all he needs is a sketch pad, and he'll sell like 1,000 freaking commissions while he's there because he can pump them out.
Steph and I, we bust each other's chops and we joke around, and it's of course all in fun. But I will say that he's a professional when he needs to be. He his work is excellent, and one thing he does, I think, which is brilliant, is when you look at that art, you know who it's from. Hey, Len's here. What's going on, bud?
Yeah,
Another
he's
good artist. He's gonna have covers for Tragedy, Len Danovich. So that's awesome. But Steph Wilson, when you see a piece from Steph, you know it's Steph Wilson. And nobody has that style. Like, it's him. And I think that's great marketing, great branding, and he's a smart man.
Yeah, you know what's really great is when you show off a piece and everybody go, "Is that Steph Wilson?" Because you throw them off because it doesn't have any boobs in it. Like this piece here. And it's like, is that Steph Wilson? Like, yes, it is.
But the thing is, they know to at least say, "I recognize that. Is that Steph Wilson?" Because he's got a distinct style.
He does those things, and he's an awesome dude. We all love him. And you know what? Everybody sees us playfully bantering and talking shit on each other, and it's what we do.
I got private messages from people going, "Wow, you and Steph really don't like each other." I'm like, "No, we're just playing."
Oh, it's
relax.
It's just like the funny thing, behind getting the double-sided art card, for the cross promo piece with CB Zane's Into the Suck. I had Ruben Rosas do a piece, and I had Steph Wilson do a piece, and neither one of them knew that I was having a piece done by the other, and I put them on opposite sides of the same metal card. So when you flip them over, and people are like, "Don't you know they hate each other?" It's like, no, they don't. It's just playful banter. But it's keeping the stigma alive. So it's all in good fun.
It's fun. Well, you know what? We must be doing it right if people believe it.
Yeah, we must be. People are like,
Steph puts up some funny friggin'. I'll get a tag from Steph Wilson, and I'm like, "Oh, I know this is gonna be something. I'm gonna laugh my ass off." And then he puts up something for, like, even just a promo for our show tonight. What he put up? You're the best AOL dial-up show.
Yep. Hey, you know what? But hey, you know what? Everybody that's here, you want to stick around because we have 2 cover reveals that are coming out tonight as well. So we're gonna tease those out there. That's gonna be your reason for staying, is because you're not going to want to miss this. This is a full cover reveal for 2 new covers that haven't been seen before, and they're big time, glorious, and awesome. And I'm just gonna keep teasing it out there, and maybe you let me know, Phil, when they felt the burn long enough.
Okay, we will. We'll hold out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, Tragedy. I have covers from Will Spartasio. If you don't know who he is, I might wonder why. Co-founder of Image Comics, Will Spartasio. I have covers from Sean Chen, Larry Stroman, Ian Churchill, and Ian Churchill killed it. That cover's crazy. Adelsa Corona is inking one of the covers. Keith Williams is inking one of the covers. Peter Palmiotti is inking. So a lot of great, and then of course we have awesome. There's 17 variant covers, just so you know. So.
Oh man, that's great. You know what, man, you keep teasing out all these cover reveals, and I'm like, geez, we're going pretty for too long. You're going to be leaving Totally Rad Comics in the dust with the amount of variant covers you have for a book.
Well, he had like 54. I don't think I can do that. I mean,
I think he had
Christ.
71 on the last.
That's just crazy. You know what though? He made like $32,000. So good for him. And you know, if he could just up the talent level, like, and get rid of Steph, you know, maybe.
How you doing tonight, James?
Hey, James. See, some people could be nice, and I'm sorry, Ed, but I wouldn't have him on my cover for anything. He's just not worthy.
Yeah, he would have to pay Phil, you know, to get a cover on.
Yeah,
on that book.
He'd pay and wash my house and my car and take my kids for a week so I can enjoy life with my wife. You know. Anyway, that's just the way it goes. But so yeah, we got a lot of covers for it. I'm excited about the book. It launches May 18th on Kickstarter. Hopefully I'll fund, you know, we'll see.
Oh, stop it with that. Hopefully I'll fund. You're going to fund, man. You got to keep a positive mental attitude.
Well, I'm not negative about it. I just, you know, I don't want to count my chickens on, you know, when they haven't hatched. So, you know, people are telling me you're crazy. Of course you're going to fund. You don't know anything in his life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be a cool thing to have a roast as a stretch goal, but every show you do is a roast. So, you know, I figure what's the fun in that?
It's funny you say that because I actually told Steph a long time ago, I have, you know, Jason Metcalf wants to roast me. Chris Campana wants to roast me. Steph roasts me regularly. So I was like, you know what? I would say Dell, but I'm talking about relevant people. See, Dell's already gone. He just ripped me and left because there were no prints, no free print giveaways. But so I wanted to do an actual live roast on roasting me with people that have good sense of humor and funny, and eventually I'll get to it. So,
yeah, 59 of the 71 were Steph's. 3 viewers, 3 backers. You have to act like a pimp. Always count your chickens. Steph Wilson is royalty.
Oh, Brett, I thought you were in my corner, Brett. You can't, Brett. I thought you were my corner man, Brett. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, man, that's brutal. That hurts, Brett. That hurts.
That hurts.
I thought we were like this, man. Anyway.
So tell us about CreatorCon Q&A. How did that get started? You know, you know all these artists, you know all these people, these inkers, these flatters, you know, these pencilists and stuff. You got this huge group following behind you that, you know, if people are looking for work, they come and say, hey, Phil, you know, I'm looking for somebody to do this. And you have this broad reach. You know, how did all of this come together?
Well, long story short, if you look behind me, I have these jam pieces. And years ago, that's 4 or 5 years ago more, I started working on this one. This is the very first one here. And it's got like Will Spatacio's on it and Philip Tan and Neil Adams, a lot of big names, David Finch. And I started to get to know them as I was getting art. And I was getting a lot of art because I used to get paid very well before COVID. And I started developing friendships with a lot of people, you know, just not like go out to dinner, but hey, Phil, what's going on? They'd see me, they'd get up, shake my hand, whatever. And then, you know, I was kind of getting tired of the way comic conventions were going. They were going away from comics and they were going to pop culture. And even the ones that were for comics, they didn't give a damn about the independent guys. They wanted just, let's see if we can get as big name as possible, which big names do draw. But like at my show, I mix everybody in. Like for example, if I don't know, just name an indie artist, and if they really like George Vega is an indie artist, and he really loved Mike Hawthorne, you know, his work. I sat him next to Mike Hawthorne. You know, we put them together. I mix everybody into Artist Alley, and everybody gets to go to the green room. There's nobody's left out. So anyway, I started the conventions because when I don't like the way something goes, instead of bitching about it, I just do it the way I want it done. It's also why I'm not ripping. But anyway, so I did the shows and I got to even know them more, and I got to develop friendships with a lot of bigger names, so to speak, and of course local talents. And but then we went on hiatus because of the pandemic, and I was like, well, you know, let's see if these guys want to come on and give them exposure. So I did CreatorCon Q&A because I wanted to. I get the quote unquote bigger names so I can get the viewership, and then when independent guys come on, they have eyes on them. You know, it's not 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah, like C-class guests, like, you know, Steph Wilson. That way you got a crowd whenever Steph comes on.
Well, it's funny because Steph, you know, unfortunately, you know, his ego wouldn't allow him to say, "Hey, Phil, you got room on your show." I had to add, would you like to come on? Because he kept hinting at it, and I felt bad. He was kind of like a puppy at the table waiting for the pizza crust, So I see it. He was like a puppy at the table looking for the pizza crust. So I was like, all right, I'll throw him a pizza crust. So I was like, hey, would you, if you want to do the Q&A, let me know. And then he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, well, I'm booked for 3 months because I'm always booked 3 months ahead. And he was like, oh, but I'm so special and I'm important and I should be on this week. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude, and please stop whining and crying because it's not befitting. But anyway, it's not becoming of you. So Steph will be a guest. But anyway, we were getting like 500 to 6. My first show got 1,600 views with Scott Hanna. And I was averaging anywhere from between 500 and 1,600 views. But unfortunately, when I got sick, things fell off and people, started going out and doing other stuff. So viewers aren't as much. It's several hundred, which is nowhere near what it was. So when Steph comes on, I'm probably going to lose a few more. I might go down to maybe 50, 12, actually 4. Yeah, probably like 3 or 4. But that's the way it is. Oh, Dell's back. He must have heard the word free print. And Dell's jealous because Brett and I have a lot in common, like we're drummers and the way we were brought up. So we were talking, and Dell was like, hey, no fair. Brett's my best friend. So, a lot of whining. Need cheese with all that wine.
Steph is getting a veg head living out in Massachusetts.
So that's why the Q&A came about.
No, I get it, man. And that's a lot of why I did my show last year, too, with COVID hitting. I tried doing this, back in 2018. It was really hard to get artists and creators to come on because they're like, oh, no, I'm too busy. I got all these cons to do, and I'm going to be away that weekend, and I don't have time the other weekends to do it. And so, I worked my ass off trying to help, these indie artists try to get exposure and get their, outside of cons. There's a lot of people that don't go to cons. They just don't have time. They don't have the money,
Right.
And stuff like that. It's expensive, especially if you go out of state because you got to pay for hotel and just
food
going
and everything. Yeah.
It turns into like $1,200 just for food and lodging, and then you add in the con badges plus all the shit you want to buy there. And so I'm like, let's do this. And I had like 2 or 3 artists do it, and then I was just like, whatever, I gave up on trying to get people. I would ask them every now and then, but then COVID hit last year. And that was when, I found out that I might have cancer and all that stuff happened. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to start Rust Explode Studios. I'm going to go ahead and throw my book out there and see what happens. And, I had a few of the artists on that did pieces for the book. And then I started getting the messages, hey, when can I be on your show? And I was like, well, it really isn't a show. I'm just, having the artists on that did pieces for the book just because I adore them. And, I want to show them off to everybody. But, hey, let's do this. So what I did 3 years ago ended up becoming part of what I'm doing now. And I love it. I love getting to have other creators, promoters, artists. I've had a cooking show. We had a 3D printer on. I've had walks of all life come on here because, it's great to sit down and get to know people and know the ins and outs and see, what kind of work goes on in the background and, just create those communities and spread those friendships with other people and help get the word out there. And it's great. We've met a lot of people from COVID that we would have never met. We would never know, like you and I, I just happened across you.
Absolutely. By the way, Brett touched the Q&A with Philip Russer, TNA with Steph Wilson. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that is totally correct.
Yeah, I think Dell cries in his pillow at night. Brett was my friend. I introduced him to you. So he hasn't asked me to come back. Oh, wow. Ed Williams.
Wait a minute.
Invite him back, man.
Oh, get out of here. You know what? This guy's so full of himself. I don't even want to hear it. So this guy, I asked for the 3 years that I tried to do art exposure. I asked this guy. I was like, get on and do an art show with me. And he's like, well, I don't know. Well, yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. And Yeah, and so he's like, I'm like, come on, Ed, get on. He's like, well, I don't know. And so finally, when I did the book, Ed was my very first guest on here, and I'm like, let's do an art show. Let's get on. Let's go. Let's show people your drawing. You know, your art is really good. I really want you to show people your style, and get on and do it. So after 3.5 years, we finally got on, and he did the Willem Dafoe Joker piece with his stippling. And the piece is phenomenal. And so he's gone live a few times since then, and it's really good to see him putting himself out there. So Ed, just so you know, you're always welcome. I didn't just beg you for 3 years to go on and do art for nothing.
That's funny.
What did he say? There aren't any free prints.
Yeah, Steph's saying that's what Dell said. Yeah, Dell, did you get your package? You got your latest print package that was supposed to come to you? Did you get it? Oh, snap. Brett Todd is going, ooh, he said, yeah, there you go.
If I didn't have 5 Latinx kids, I'd be swinging into the Blue Balls reviews too. Jack is too sexy for himself when he's on. Oh, Jesus. So for those of you that are watching that don't know, I do the show Sundays and Tuesdays at my 8 p.m. Central time slot. But on Saturdays, we do Blue Balls reviews. And the funny story behind it is I told the story a while back when we did a pyrotechnic show that we had this shot that we were setting off, and the box exploded, and the tubes laid out on the ground. Well, everything was already set to fire, so there was like no point of return on it. And the blue peonies started shooting out of the tubes and exploding in a field full of cows. They all start running for the life. No cows were harmed. But I don't call them blue peonies because people are like, what the hell is a blue peony? Like, unless you're in pyrotechnics, you don't really understand. So it's, the exploding blue balls of light that you see that go off. And so, like, the next
Dell's
day,
blue balls because you didn't get any.
Yeah, exactly. So Danny the next day posts a freaking set of nuts hanging off of a barbed wire fence on my page. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, then to take a step further, I had Wendy Steenshaner and Christina Haggerty on, and we just had it was off the wall show. And so Christina Haggerty takes it off of my page, adds a blue glow around it, and puts it back on my page. So, fast forward, I guess about 3 months, and Heather with Comics More Chaos was talking about doing, she was going to ask people to start doing review shows. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't you ask me? She's like, well, what's it going to be called? I'm like, Blue Balls Reviews. I've already got the art done up for it. I'm just going to smack it on there. And I was like, I got it. I got this awesome ass wig, so I'll wear this wig and I'll be Harry Sachs. Harry Sachs with Blue Balls Reviews. How funny is that?
Harry Sachs.
And so, that's the thing, everybody does a review show, and, it's like, oh, let's sit here and talk about this book. But I like to do it and have fun, let's joke, like the whole Blue Balls premise and Harry Sachs. And then, I actually read the books on screen and I do voices for the different characters. It gets insane on there. So
I worked in a warehouse once in Brooklyn, and the guy's name was Harry Bush. And in a Brooklyn accent, the guy on the loudspeaker used to go, Harry Bush, come to the office, Harry Bush. And then he told me, it's a good thing I didn't name my daughter Ophelia.
Yep, has the same problem. Oh, he's going to be back in a bit. He's got to go release his Blue Balls. Oh, what's going on, Andre Squirt? Oh, my God. We shut down Thursday night, Throwdown Friday night draw on Friday. Like, we took it to the limit. Like, Andre's freaking autocorrect was going nuts. I just blame it on he was using talk to text because he's Canadian. But instead of squirrel, he was having a squirt party. We were all like, so yeah, it got out of hand. Yeah, that's right. Danny's got a buddy named Harry Balzer Jr.
Is that true? That poor guy.
That poor guy.
Look at his parents.
Oh my gosh.
Robert's here. Robert Manning. He just messaged me, actually.
What's up, buddy?
Actually, I just want to say real quick, not to bring anything down, but Robert, my condolences to you, my friend. I'm sorry.
Too, buddy.
Really sorry for you, man. You're a great guy, and I'm sorry you're going through this. I wish you well, and if you ever need to vent or something, DM me and we'll talk.
We're here for you, buddy. Yeah, no, we're here for you, and I know what's going on. I heard too, and my condolences as well, man. Yeah. Hope everything's going okay. So let's see some of Phil's work. Hey, so
look at that. It is a professional. It's not. I mean, technically, I'm not the artist. I'm the writer. But yes, I'd love to show off the work.
When I was in Kansas City, I worked with a guy
Richard Head. That's great.
Head. So I think this is a good time for maybe, talk about one of the new covers. Like, we'll show one of them.
Nah, we're not going to show them. Nah, you know what? I'm not even going to bother showing either one of them today, especially the one. To hell with it.
Okay.
Nah. You muted.
Oh, I know. I was like,
Oh.
fuck it. We won't show it.
Actually, yeah. Do you alleged writer? You know what? Perfect timing. So let's do that. Let's do the shittier of the two covers first.
The shittier of the two covers first.
Yeah,
All right,
the one is good.
There.
The one is shitty. There you go. So surprise! He begged me enough. He's got a cover. He didn't slutter up, which is good. So he's on the book. We have a variant cover from Steph Wilson, my character Tragedy.
We all know the real genius behind this piece, though, is Carrie Ann. Like,
but
Steph
I was going to get to that. I was going to say, so Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann did a wonderful job on this. Thank you, Steph, for the pencils. Carrie Ann with the inks and the colors. The colors are vibrant and they're beautiful. I really appreciate both of them. They're very professional, easy to work with. They make a great team, and I really like Carrie despite her choice in men. And the cover looks great. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much to Steph and Carrie Ann. And that's our first variant. I mean, it's not first. It's the first of the two we're going to premiere today.
Yeah. So there you go. Everyone that's been bitching and whining and moaning about, the Steph cover and seeing all the banter back and forth there.
It was only Steph really bitching and whining about it. But yeah. So I saved the message. I might have to show it someday. But Steph was like, thank you so much. Now maybe people will see me and I'll have a following. Thank you for putting me on your book. Thank you. It was kind of pathetic and sad, but I mean, it is what it is. Maybe I won't show the message. I don't want to embarrass him any more than I have. So
Phil begged me over and over.
That's a lie.
And then obviously the boobs aren't big enough, Steph.
Well, I told him not to make them big. Again, all kidding aside, how the whole thing with Steph started was, I think Steph's a great artist. I enjoy his art. I have nothing against TNA. Obviously, I have kids. I had to do something, But you can tell it's Steph background. He said to me, he goes, do you want a background in this? I don't really think it needs it, And I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. If you don't want to do a background, don't do a background. But anyway, so, it started with a joke about how come I don't have Steph on the cover because he does so many covers. And I was honest. I said, because I don't want my character, to be about TNA. My character is totally serious. It's not about sexuality whatsoever. Her strength is from other areas. And so the banter started, the joke. Steph never took it seriously or to heart. He's a good guy. He's a pro. And we started the joking around, and then I thought about it, and he said, and I heard him say one day that, I can do it seriously. And I remembered that he did for you. So I said, all right, you know what? What do you got? And he showed me a picture he did of a female that wasn't sexualized. And I said, yeah, let's do a cover. And he was very, very cool about it. And both him and Carrie Ann did amazing work. So I'm appreciative. It's going to look great when we put the logo on it. And thank you, Steph and Carrie Ann. Now, Steph, you're a guy, right?
Oh, man, that's the greatest. So for everyone that's here that doesn't normally watch the show, so this is the funniest thing ever. So last year, we had Brian Silverbacks with this premature launch of Kara Prime. Like, he was going through, and he launched it.
Brian, good artist.
He's a great dude, but it was really funny. I was actually awake, and I was on vacation when it happened. I see Kara Prime launch. It was like 12:45 at night, and I'm like, why would somebody launch a project at this time of night? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to launch until like a month from now. And so like the next morning it was like, oh man, this is really bad. I accidentally launched the project. And so I was like, hey, let's get together. Let's do a panel, because Comic Unity Online Con was going on at the time. And I said, let's get some of the guys on. I know a lot of them. Let's get Adam Fields on. Let's get Armando Ramirez on. Let's get Steph Wilson, Rodney Fike, Sean Forney. Let's get all these guys on and see if they can get on. And so it was great. Everybody was on already, and we were in the pre-show. And Steph Wilson comes on, and I add him in, and there was a lot of, oh, he's a dude. I don't.
Well, the thing is, if it's a good thing. At least when they saw him, they at least knew he was a dude. It could have been worse. By the way, Ed Williams, I appreciate the interest, man. Thank you. You got a show? You want to interview me? I need all the exposure I can get before May 18th. Oh, yeah. Dan, he actually did. He charged me more to put clothes on her and to shrink the boobs, but he kept the hips.
Let's see, and then Ed. So, what's the character's backstory? Sorry, I was trying to get to it.
No, that's cool. All right. So, tragedy. Her name is Grace O'Connor. I'm an Irishman. I figured I'm going to make an Irish character. She's in Hell's Kitchen. You may say that's Daredevil. No, it's because that's where the Irish Mafia was. My father grew up in Hell's Kitchen, and the Westies, which are the Irish Mafia, were heavy in Hell's Kitchen. So just because it makes sense to the Irish population at the time, I mean, it's current day, but that's where the mob is. So she's an assassin for the Irish mob, but she was, a long story short, when she was younger, she was a ballerina. Her father was murdered. She was adopted by his right-hand man. She didn't know he was the head of the New York faction of the Irish Mafia. And he was a good father. He kept her away from all of that. And, theater time was their thing. So, actually, while I'm telling this, can you put up the graphic of what she looks like just so people can understand, like, some of the symmetry and symbolism? There's one. This one's fine. So she gets adopted by his right-hand man because him and his wife can't have kids, and he makes her an assassin. He's pretty much a sociopath. He's a piece of garbage. He sends her away for 12 years. She trains with an Asian master, and she also with a military sergeant that teaches her grappling and boxing and military weapons. She has guns. She has knives. She has kind of some surprises that come out of her costume there. But anyway, yeah, I'm in the Irish Mafia. I wish I had that money. So she's a character that is struggling with a life that she doesn't want, and she doesn't know how to get the life she wants. She feels she's trapped. And I just feel like how many of us in the world feel like we're trapped in the life that we have? We're struggling, just trying to figure out how the hell to get out of it and get to the life we want. So she deals with that. She deals with daddy issues, father issues, having lost her father early, and then her adoptive father's garbage. And she, I try to ground this in a more character-developed reality of the sense that, yes, she has these fights, and she's a badass, and she kicks ass, but even the toughest of us cry in the shower sometimes, So there are moments where it connects with her, like, oh my God, I just fought for my life, and you see that vulnerable side. And she puts up walls because she doesn't want to get close to people because she's afraid that, like her father, they'll just leave her, or they'll hurt her. And I tackle a lot of personal issues that I think most of us, if not all of us, face on some level. But at the same time, there are superpowered beings in this. There's actually some Asian mysticism. There are a rival mafia. There's a lot of action because I think comics have gone away from that and become major soap operas. And I love the character development, which is very important. But I have like 6-page, 9-page fights. And like even this first book, it starts off the first 4 pages are action. It goes into character development. In the middle, there's 5 pages of action. And then the book ends with a major, major fight that I've been told by the 15 people that read the script is like really brutal. But at the same time, when they read the script, they said they could see it like a Netflix show in their head. Robert Powers is here. What's going on, bud? He has read actually 13 of the 15 scripts. So, I mean, you could ask Robert what he feels about it. And, unless he doesn't like it, then Robert, shut up. But, so and obviously some of it's not realistic because it's superheroes. But I try to ground the personal aspect of it in realism, PTSD and just, sometimes breaking down a little, things like that. And it has villains that people love because like villains that they hate to like, and then there's villains that they like to hate in the book, which I think is important. We have some villains. There's some humor in the book. It's not for children though, because it gets violent. So anyway.
No, I was listening to you. I was just replying to stuff, and I'm glad he saw that. He was talking smack, so I was
Yeah, I didn't
being
see
witty.
what he said.
Oh, he said title's nice and short, hint, hint, and I said I had something in my eye, you know. I don't know what he's seen in that.
Yeah, and I've been told that like the first book is on a wow cliffhanger, and it makes you want to come back for more. That's what people are saying. I'm not saying that, but I'm going by their reviews. And I mean, I'm proud of it. I think I did a good job. I think I wrote it well, and I have the first 8 pages to show tonight, and we have all the variants. Like I said, we've got variants from some big names. We also have some from small names like Steph, like we just showed, and some local people. Robert Powers, by the way, has a cover for the book as well, a variant cover. So thank you, Robert. So yeah, we got a lot of art attached to this, and Ricardo Silva is doing the interiors, and I have the great pleasure of repping Ricardo Silva. Sigmund Tori is doing the colors, amazing colors. I have the great pleasure of repping him. Mauro Zapata does some covers for colors for some of the variants. I rep him. Robert Powers has a cover, and hey, Will Wolford's here. What's up, Will? What's going on, buddy? Hope you had a great birthday yesterday. And Jason Meadows is doing the letters, and I have to say that I have an amazing creative team, and yeah, I have an amazing creative team, and I really appreciate it. They're doing an amazing job. The book looks beautiful. Again, I think I've written it well. Hopefully, that's how it's received. I wanted to really step up and, not the garbage that you see Steph do. Like I wanted quality stuff. So we have a book that I think if you saw the book, you would think there should be a DC or Marvel label on it, at least just by the way it looks. So I seriously, this is my passion play. This is the thing I've always wanted to do in my life. As much as I love running my conventions, I wanted to do this. So I'm giving it everything I've got, and I'm trying to, go big or go home.
And what a mega slacker you are, man. All these projects you promote and all these variant covers, and you still don't have a notify me link yet. I'm like, come on, Phil.
I'm not going to get into that. It's been tough.
I'm teasing.
We're gonna get there. We're almost there. There.
I get it. I get it. I totally get it. There's things that pop up that won't allow you to activate.
It's been tough. Oh, which reminds me, by the way, the book is gonna be published by Third Empire Publishing with Greg Harms, who is an awesome dude. The man has integrity. He's hardworking. He's seriously hardworking. I actually, other than me being better looking than him, it's like looking in the mirror as far as personality. And I also appreciate my brothers under Third Empire. There's some great people there that I appreciate. Rick Tyndall, I don't know how that's you pronounce his name, and Russell and not you, Russell, another Russell, and Raj Mahan with Mojo Rising and Manny Soto. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to shout out Raj and Manny and Greg right now. The 27th, I'm sorry, they're launching the Kickstarter for Mojo Rising 2. So I don't know if you saw the first one. If you didn't get the first book, there's a tier to get both of them. So check that out, please. Check out Third Empire Publishing, Third Empire 2020, I believe it is, on Facebook. Go check out Raj Mahan, Mahan. Go check out Manny Soto or Manuel Soto on Facebook. They're all the creative team on the project, Artex, a bunch of guys. So, April 27th, it's coming out this week. Please go check out and support their Kickstarter.
Yes, I'm working on it, Ed. Phil, do you have a way to share them? So my computer completely kicked me off of the network down here.
Yeah.
If you could share screen those, I had them loaded up on here to where I could share screen and just flip through them instead of loading them into the...
No, it's cool. I got it. It'll just take 2 seconds.
I apologize.
Well, you can't be professional all the time, right?
Well, you gotta love how the computer always has updates, and so it's trying to do an update in the background, and I stopped it, but it's still.
See, you're just feeding Steph with stuff like this. You know that, right? He's just really gonna come at you now.
It's fine. It's all good. He is the master of technical difficulties of not having sound. There was one show that they did that they had 7 or 8 takes, you know. So
Why
and
is
I
this
missed
all out
that
of
show, and
order?
everybody told me about it, so I could give them trouble about it.
Dude, I sent them to you in order, and it sent it all out of order. That's so stupid. Why the hell did it do that?
Because it's Facebook.
Yeah,
Steph
really.
used the stencil to draw almonds instead of boobies.
Oh, here we go.
Violation. He's working the line right now.
So before I do the covers, I'm gonna show the interiors if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me a second to pull StreamYard back up on here. I had to exit out of it because I was trying to pull those photos up. And give me just a segundo. And if you want to share screen that to me, I will add it on.
Oh, I thought I could do it. It doesn't let me do it?
No, you'll have to hit share screen, and then I have to accept it. There we go. It's up there.
Oh, yeah, I had it. You want me to do it again?
Yeah,
Share
please.
Screen. Oh, so you do it now?
Yeah, it has to pop up for me to add it in.
Oh, I see. I got you. So you'll be in control from here.
You'll be in control. I just have to add it to the stream.
So this is the first page. It's a splash. I mean, look at that detail from Ricardo Silva and the colors for Sigmund. That's just beautiful. I mean, look at that city. I was trying to go for like connecting her to the environment a little bit, you know, with the first splash page. Kind of Batman-esque, of course, but just to ground you where this is happening and how it's going. And oh shit. I have these guys' live streams before. I've never had to share on somebody else's show, so no. So I just think that's a beautiful page. This is the first thing you see when you flip open the book. You know, backgrounds, Steph. See, look at that. Backgrounds, Steph. Isn't that amazing when artists do backgrounds? Just saying.
Well, I mean, Steph did say you couldn't afford the background because you had to pay extra for the clothes version. So,
you know, she's ziplining in. She's going down. Takes a throat. I want to show you on the screen. I have 7 indie characters that I put as Easter eggs in the book, just to try to help support the community and give them. They'll be on the credits page. Mojo Ryzen. Mojo is on the screen here. And in the back, Nate Odger has his giant robo. I forgot the name of the character. I'm sorry, but it's a giant robot. It's really cool. It's back there. And then, of course, you've got the action scene. It's called background for a reason. So as you can see, she's got her tail blade, and she takes out 3 throats with the swing of her head. She's got a Kevlar vest on, depending on the caliber of bullets. So, you know, we got some action going on here. There's no dialogue in the first 4 pages, but then it goes right into everything. I mean, just look at that last panel alone, just the detail, the beautiful colors. I mean, these guys are rocking it. Robert Powers, his Penguino's Revenge, which, by the way, I'm cross-promoting with. He starts on May 18th with his Kickstarter, just as I do. And I'm going to show you a little bit, a print, a double print that you get half on his Kickstarter as a stretch goal and half on mine. You put them together, you get a big print. Robert did it, and it's beautiful. This is his character, Penguino. It's Penguino's Revenge. It's an anthropomorphic samurai penguin. It's got like Invincible type gory action and violence with a really great sense of humor. I laugh out loud in this book. So it's Robert Powers, Penguino's Revenge, May 18th. It kicks off, and he'll cross-promote with me and vice versa. So please check that out. Hey, Richard, what's going on? So just so you know, the mask is because her theater was what made her happy. And, you know, there's the tragedy theater and there's the comedy theater mask. So she's got the tragedy for that reason. Why it has an Asian context to it is because of her father issues. You know, the Asian master that she trained with became like a father figure to her. So out of respect to him, she's got kind of the Asian motif going in the mask, but it's tragedy, the theater mask. There we have
Phil's show.
What's that?
I said AKA Phil's show. It's also known as Tragedy.
Oh, yeah. This is an indie character on the TV in the background, which is Kevin Stewart's character. Again, just look at what Ricardo was able to do and what Sigmund did. I'm so proud and appreciative. Great job. Dell, don't get a boner. It's okay. It's just a cartoon. This is her adopted mother. Over here in the corner of the lamp is what we call a Dweor. That's John Ottinger's independent character. So I threw that in there. John's a great guy. I'll be a guest on my show next Friday. And then this is a flashback, so it's done in that what's that brown color called again? I forget, but anyway,
Sepia.
Sepia. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sigmund did it. Sepia. This is a flashback. It's showing you a little background to her when she was younger and first discovered ballet, and her father was with her. And then, of course, we're coming back to the modern day. I love what Jason Meadows did here at this to show the music from the ballet. I just thought that was really cool. And look at the detail in this theater. Just amazing work. These guys are top-notch professionals. I'm so proud to be able to rep them. This is actually, I messed up. There's a wrong page. There were edits on this that will be in the book. So this isn't the page you can see in the book. But it's Chinatown. This is the Chinese mob boss, Jesse. This is a character that you'll find out soon enough. He is the breath of the dragon. He is an adversary to her in the book. He is his right-hand man. Breath of the Dragon has quite a few surprises that you'll find out throughout the story. Can you get cold? Oh, that's your promo. So I got to find everything. Where is it? Because there's a lot of covers. This was the cover Rob Powers did for me, which was the first to put out. I thought it was a great teaser trailer type poster, cover, kind of like a movie poster. It's a child's ballerina shoes with the blood, and they're all messed up. So I thought this was awesome. So thank you to Robert. I mean, I'm really grateful for that. This here is the actual cover to the book. Robert did the font, the logo. His wife did an amazing job making it 3D, so thank you to them. So this is the studio cover to the book that's going on. Ricardo Silva did that, of course. What else do we have? This is Henry Martinez, who I also rep. He drew Spirits of Vengeance and Blaze in the 90s, and he drew Mantra and the New Exiles for Malibu Comics when Marvel bought them out. So this is the Breath of the Dragon. This is Tragedy. Henry Martinez drew it. Keith Williams, the great Keith Williams, inked it, and then it was colored by Mauro Zapata. By the way, the studio cover was colored by Signatori. This is an homage to Hulk 181. Kreese, I don't know if you know him. He's an awesome artist. Colored by Mauro Zapata. Mauro did a wonderful job of literally taking the colors from the original Herb Trimp book and just putting them on here. And I think this is just... And then Greg Harms. Greg did an amazing job of doing the trade dress for me to look authentic. So those guys just knocked it out of the park. He's a character in the book. He's actually one of my oldest and best friends. And he's a character in the book. So that's pretty cool. I don't want to show that yet because that's amazing. This is the double print. It's actually wider than this. That you're going to get the Tragedy half if you pledge on Rob Powers' Pinguino's Revenge as a stretch goal, and you're going to get the Pinguino side on mine as a stretch goal. And Robert did everything on this, so he did a beautiful job. Thank you, Robert. This is Mauro Zapata, who I get to rep as well. He's colored a lot of the covers, but he drew and colored this, again with Rob and his wife Maura's logo. I mean, this is just beautiful. Mauro just knocked this out of the park. Also, when I gave the character design to Ricardo, I told him exactly what I wanted. I had her in my head pictured perfectly. And Ricardo drew her as if he pulled her out of my head. So he did a wonderful job. And then Mauro colored it, and he added the yellow on her gauntlet for me, and her mask, and the yellow laces, and then the belt buckle face. And it just came out awesome. Well, thank you, Lori. Appreciate it. Again, the studio is Ricardo Silva with Signatorian colors, and the ballerina one was Rob Powers. I'm a representative. I'm an art agent. Basically, I get them work. Like I got signatory work with Dynamite Comics and Counterpoint Comics and Ryan. Well, no, I'm sorry, he didn't work for Counterpoint. He worked for Ryan Kincaid. He's currently working for him again. Ricardo's worked for Marat at Counterpoint and Tom Hutchison at Big Dog Inc. And I get them work, and commissions go through me if you want to commission them. So it's artist representative, and my company is Legendary Illustrations, where the goal is to be legendary, and that's where you can contact me if you're interested. I have a whole creative team for a book, from logo design to interior artists, cover artists, colorists, letterers. Inkers. I have Peter Palmiotti. I represent Peter Palmiotti, big time inker. Did DC books and Marvel. Anyway.
Yeah, you got it right, Andre. He's a pimp. So, see, he goes around to truck stock bathrooms and hands out these cards on the other side of the glory hole.
Yeah, I'm an art pimp. Yes, sir. Except I don't slap them. Say, where's my money, bitch? This is Will Playden. He's an Australian artist and painter that I represent. He did an amazing job on this. I love this. Really great. Again, there's the Breath of the Dragon. I came up with these character designs in like 5 minutes in my head, and they look so good when these guys draw them. They just did a wonderful job, and I'm so grateful. So thank you to them.
Yeah, they all did wonderful work. These covers are phenomenal.
This is Mike Ms. Phillips. I had a cover contest, so I put up anybody who's interested. If you want to submit a cover, if you win the contest, you get $200, and you get your cover as a variant published on the book. For the ones that didn't win, they're being used as prints, or some of them that were really good will be used on future books, and they'll get paid the $200, etc. The ones that didn't win, I'm going to print one issue with their cover on it and send it to them. Now, you may think, what's the big deal? You're now published. That's considered a published credit because the book was printed. So as long as you have one book with your cover on it, you're now a published cover artist. So that's why I did that, because I was grateful to all of them.
So Ed's back stuck on this thing. Are you going to have blank sketch covers available for the project?
We thought about it, and I don't know, only because I already have 17 variants, but I do want to do it. So I might do it on a follow-up. I'm going to have an Indiegogo go right after it, so I might do it on Indiegogo, or I might do it on the second Kickstarter, or I might just say last minute, screw it, let's do it now. So I'm not really sure, but that's a great question.
So everyone, this is your secret code for yes, you can get a busty Steph Wilson cover showing some cleavage.
So Mike Ms. Phillips, he in one pose, he made it so dynamic. He kicked ass with this thing. She just looks brutally badass in this. I love this cover. So that's awesome. This is going to be a mini print. This is a mini print that Rob Powers did that'll be a stretch goal. He did the chibi style, which I thought was really cool. Really well done. Thank you, Robert. Again, his logo. That's the non-3D logo that he created. It's just awesome. By the way, if you look, it's a ballet slipper. If you look at the bottom, and then just the way some of the lines go on the top, it's shaped kind of like a shoe, like a ballet slipper. So just brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. This is a Sean Chen cover, colored by Mato Zapata. I have two versions of this. This one is going to be for the Indiegogo. I'm sorry. This one's going to be for the Kickstarter, and the other one that Sigmund colors is going to be colored is going to be for the Indiegogo that follows up. These are going to be limited print run, but this is the great Sean Chen. This dynamic pose of Breath of the Dragon is just freaking killer, man. He just knocked this out of the park. Just beautiful. And then Mato, I love that everybody usually does nighttime, and he did like dusk, sunset. It's just awesome. Great job. This was the original character design of Breath of the Dragon that I gave Mato, and I gave Ricardo, and he drew it, and then Mato colored it. This is really bronze colored. It's not quite as bronze here, and black. But I just came up with the gauntlets and everything, and his mask. We were going to go with a black mask, but it didn't work. It just didn't look right, so we went with the red. And this guy has some surprises that you'll find out in the book. He's a relentless fighter. He's on top of you all the time. He doesn't give you a moment to breathe. And there's a reason for that. But he's an excellent fighter, and he's just nonstop on top of you. This is my 9-year-old daughter. She just turned 9's version of Tragedy, and this will be inside the book at the end of one of the last pages that she drew. I'm very proud of her. She actually inked this, by the way. She drew it in pencil, took a ballpoint pen and inked the lines, and just incredibly tight. And then she colored it, and I'm so proud of her.
So wait a minute. Your 9-year-old daughter did one, but you didn't do your own cover?
I draw stick figures, dude. I can't draw for shit.
Trust me. So for everyone, hold on. Let me pause this for a second. So everyone, Ed keeps getting hung up and asking about this. He says, did you send stick figures as reference? So going back, Ed did a Vampirella commission for me. And this is the I even signed it for him. And so,
nice.
So here, everyone, here you have it. This is my awesome art. So you have rocks with Dracula laying up against the rocks with some trees in the background. Vampirella is standing over Dracula with his heart in her hand. And then you have the sun rising in the mountains, slowly beaming down on Dracula and burning his body. So this is some high quality reference photos here. And so, yes, I literally...
He gave you sequentials there, man. I mean, he gave you a story. Good job.
I gave you a story, and it was great. And so there, Ed. The cat's out of the bag.
How many different characters do I have? Well, in the first book, you'll be introduced to Tragedy, her parents. There'll be some lackeys in there. Jesse, who's the Chinese mafia boss, his right-hand man, which is the breath of the dragon. There's Joe and Tony, which are two of my best friends in the world, who are the Italian mafia. And that's the extent of who's introduced in the first book, but there's a lot of characters. Now, in this book, I've written 15 issues. For me, Batman and Spider-Man have always been the greatest heroes, but not just because of the characters themselves, because they have the greatest rogues galleries. So I'm creating like a great rogues gallery, I think. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I already have, by issue 15, there's probably about 13, 12 villains, and they're all diverse, and I think they're pretty cool. So, hopefully one funds, and we keep going, and people get to read that far. God willing. This is a cover by Ace Continuato. If you don't know him, he's phenomenal. Adelso Corona is inking this, and then it's going to be colored by Sigmund Torrey. Another dynamic, just beautifully dynamic scene. And he put a background, Steph, detailed background too. And just great action in this, great pencil detail, beautiful job on it. And it's just to see my own characters drawn like this. Thank you, Carrie. And she did an amazing job. I'm humbled. I'm a fanboy. I mean, I can edit sequentials, but I didn't want to look at my own, so I had Chuck Pinot do it because I feel like...
Who?
Chuck Pinot.
Who?
Oh, my. Because I didn't want to look with fanboy eyes. I thought I would miss stuff.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I know who Chuck is.
Now, this is the Shelby Robertson. This is the other new cover. Shelby Robertson drew this. Shelby, I don't know if you know, he worked for Image back in the day. Background, it's in the freaking word. So Shelby did this and colored by Mato Zapata. Another great job. Shelby's a great artist, and he's a friend, and he's a nice guy. So thank you for that cover. These are the details. What am I missing? This cover just blew me the hell away. This is Ian Churchill. Ian Churchill, he drew Cable for many years in the 90s, X-Men, Supergirl, Outsiders, Teen Titans, and he had his own book, Marine Man. So Ian Churchill let me tell you something about Ian Churchill. I can't say this enough. Ian Churchill, he's a bigger name in the industry, and he's a nice guy, and he could have just phoned it in, this is the cover, this is it. he asked me every day. He was giving me stuff, saying, "Hey, what do you want in this? What do you want in that?" I just said, "Can you have her looking in the mirror, all in uniform, and seeing her in civvies on the other side of the mirror?" And he did this. I mean, that's just freaking incredible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a fletchet in the one guy, a bullet wound in his head. He's pulling her hair blade out of the guy, a foot on the throat of the other guy. Then the detail and the cross hatching, and then around the mirror, and then the mirror's cracked, and the symbolism of her as a ballerina in the back receiving accolades, and just incredible. And her facial expression and the elegance of her pose. This is crazy. And having the original art in my possession is just unbelievable.
So hold on a second, Phil. I'm gonna interrupt you. Andre wanted to see the finished piece. So here's the finished piece.
Oh, that doesn't look anything like he sent you, man.
I know. See, so you got from that turned into this, and I think it turned out phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So apologies for interrupting that. He wanted to see the.
No, it's cool. Absolutely. Yeah, I do have them here. So why am I not seeing them? So this is Ian Churchill. That's amazing. This was the other colored version by Motto Zapata. So I have two versions. Again, Sigmund's is going to be for this Kickstarter, the one I first showed, and this one's going to be for the Indiegogo that follows.
Yeah, the mirror cover is awesome. I love the concept behind it. It's really cool. It's like what the character sees in herself, and it's great. I love the concept. Sorry, Stephanie said that cover was amazing with the mirror.
It really is. I'm so grateful and appreciative. Where is this cover? I did that one. They're so small on the bottom, you can't freaking see us old people. This is Chris Mad. I don't know if you guys know Chris Mad. Very underrated artist. His daughter Shauna colored this. Beautiful job. The symbolism is amazing. The detail work. Just look at the hilt of the sword, the back of his armor. The gauntlets are just incredible. Just incredible. I mean, I love this cover. This to me is a very underrated cover, I really think. When I showed, why the hell did he slide to the side?
Chris Matt is awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. I have to come off of this for a minute, so you might have to take me down for a second, so you don't see all my messages and stuff.
No, you're good.
No, take me off the video for a sec. Not me, the art.
Yeah, I removed it on the computer, but it didn't remove it.
Oh, I see. So let me see. Sorry, I want to find the other Sean Chen, and I want to Will Spatasio's cover.
While he's looking at that, Andre, here's one of the other pieces that Ed Williams did that I got from one of the CB4K auctions. This is another piece that he did.
Wow, this thing is freezing. Why are you freezing? Oh, that's very cool. All right, sorry. I don't know why it froze on me, so I'm trying to.
No, you're fine. I understand, man. That StreamYard has been having issues. That's why I can't pull up the pictures that I had loaded up because it was going to be too much to put 40 pictures in the overlay. Did you give him a storyboard for that one too? No, actually, that was one that he already did that went up for auction for Comic Books for Kids, cb4k.org, which is a really great charity. You should check it out, Andre. Which you probably already know about it because I talk about it a lot.
Oh, for the love of God.
That's what I say every time.
It just kicked me out. All right. Sorry about this, guys.
Now I need to stuff Will's in peace with a chick in a house of mirrors. I love that.
All right, let's try this again. It's loading up.
No, you're fine. Well, let's do the other cover reveal, shall we, while we wait?
Oh, I did already. I showed it already.
Sorry, I must have been up getting the Ed Williams piece because Andre asked for that. That's why I took off for a minute.
It's all right. I can go on and on about my book all day. You got to promote. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to bludgeon over the head, but
jeez, man, we got Steph fell asleep. You know, he's geriatric. Oh no, he's still here. He's a Phil, is that a compact Presario you're using?
It's not loading up. This thing is freezing. What the hell?
Oh, trust me, my computer's locked up too. It's StreamYard. StreamYard's
Here we
last
are.
update is causing all kinds of issues. Facebook comments aren't showing up on time. And now I can't use mics with my I have a wireless mic, but I can't use it with my phone because it's no longer compatible, and it's all on StreamYard's end. It's a pain in the butt.
All right, well, we're almost there. It's scrolling slowly.
That's what she said. Ooh.
Okay, so
Don't
I'll
blame
show
me
the
for
Will's
your
cover after. This one is Jim O'Reilly, who is another phenomenal and underrated artist.
No. There we go. All right, you're good.
Colored by Sigmund. That's Jim O'Reilly. I'm so grateful for what he did. He's a great guy. Actually, I think I'm using a Commodore 64.
Wow, I haven't heard that name thrown around in a long time. You are old. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I am old. I still have one, actually.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Commodore.
Let me try this again. Come on. Is that crappy cover? All right, let's see. Here we go. Okay, sorry. There's Will's. Where the hell did it go? I thought I gave it to you.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy. People ask, I'll always be proud to show off your work, man. There's nothing wrong. Hashtag always promote.
So that's Will Spatasio, co-founder of Image Comics, of course, X Factor, X-Men. He created Bishop, all that good stuff. Nice hair. And he did a cover, so thank you to Wills and his wife, Jo. And this is the Signatori version. Doesn't work on rotary phones. And Motto is going to do a cover version of this soon as well. And while I'm stalling, I'm trying to pull up the other cover I thought I put up from Sean Chen from Sigmund, which was phenomenal. And this one will be on the Indiegogo, not this campaign, but I just wanted to show it. Close the... Yeah, well. Where are you? Where are you? Damn it, this too much shit. Sorry, guys.
No, it's all good, man.
Good thing this isn't a professional show.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So that's Will Spatasio, and we're gonna do that as a holofoil because it's just psychedelic.
Psychedelic, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
Eat some shrooms. All right. Here we go. This is Sean Chen lines with Signatori colors. This is, you saw the other one where I had the sunset with the orange. Well, as a contrast, he did this in a thunderstorm and a rain. Again, this is Sigmund. The other one was Motto, and this one was will be on the Indiegogo, not this coming Kickstarter. Yeah, my comment to one. Yeah. Dude, I remember games on that thing. I used to play Ultima and Jumpman Jr. That's how old I am. So this is a Sean Chen cover. Larry Stroman's cover is not here yet. Geraldo Borges is doing a cover, and it's going to be an homage to Hulk 340. The funding goal is $5,000. I'm funding this book myself. I want to cover the printing costs, and that's it, really. And of course we have to charge shipping. But so it's $5,000, and there's 17 variant covers. Tons of art. I'm not a swag kind of guy. I mean, I just feel like bookmarks are cool and stuff and keychains and all that, but they just wind up in people's drawers. But if I give you art prints and mini prints and things like that, then I think you can hang that up if you want or put in a portfolio book and look at. I'm also going to do a little thumbnail comic book. So you can see the thumbnails to the script. And I'm also going to give the script as a stretch goal. So you have the thumbnail book and the script, and you can kind of see the process. Some people, everybody does things differently, or maybe someone is a creator and doesn't know how to get a book going. so we'll do that. Unfortunately, no original art tiers because I just don't want to get rid of any of the original art right now. You're muted, Russell.
I can respect that, man. I get it.
Yeah, one of the artists was asking me, is it non-negotiable with the keeping the art? I said, you can't work on the book if I can't own the art. And I pay for the art, I pay for the commission and I pay for the art. That's what you're supposed to do, because they have the right to keep the art, even though they don't have the right to your character, but they could sell that art. And the reason why it's non-negotiable is because, I know it's going to sound corny, but the most important things in my life are my family, my wife and my kids, just like any parent and husband and wife. But this book is the most important selfish thing, like material thing to me. And I want my kids to inherit these pages, and I want them to look at this book someday when they're old enough to read it and know that it's not enough just to say you can follow your dreams. You got to go ahead and go get it. And I want those pages to always remind them that life isn't handing you shit. And you don't deserve anything in this life other than what you go out there and bust your ass for.
That's right.
Bleed.
It's not just that, man. I mean, here's the thing. If the art goes out there to a collector, it's just going to get sold around for money because it's the proprietary property.
Money.
And, if it stays with you, like with me, with Zen on Night Titan, having the original art to be able to pass down to my kids and them say, hey, this means something. This is something my dad believed in and that was passionate about. And I can look at this every day and it'll motivate me to follow my dreams.
Which, by the way, my wife is an awesome artist, and she's going to have a print, stretch goal print, that she is doing a phenomenal job. Peter Palmiotti is going to ink her print. Yes, I can, actually. Richard Jones III was part of the cover contest. And like I said, it was really hard to pick a winner because so many people put so much into their covers. They were really professionally done, wonderful work. Richard Jones was one of them. And he didn't win the contest, but he deserved to win the contest. So he's going to be a cover on either issue 2 or the Indiegogo. I haven't figured it out yet. But he used the sealant on the ink, the ink, and it was like I was getting high just pulling it out of the freaking top loader, and it still stinks.
So no, I got a funny story about that. Ed Williams sealed his Copic colored pencils with his wife's hairspray, and I pull it out of the bag during the live opening, and I'm like, something smells like candy. What smells like candy? And so I messaged him after I did the live unboxing, and I'm like, dude, what in here smells like candy? And he's like, oh, I sealed it with my wife's hairspray. And like, swear to God, this was like a year ago. I pulled it out the other day to make a new scan of it, and it still smells like candy.
Well, it's trapped in that top loader, yeah, man, or the portfolio book. But
so if Steph starts sealing his with hairspray, it'll be smells like sex.
Now he seals his in lube.
So I want to switch gears.
Thank you, Lori.
I want to switch gears a little bit. So we talked about your book and the Kickstarter and some of the cover artists and the artist and the art in the book. What are some of your major inspirations in comic books? Like, what comic book did you start reading when you were little that really was like, wow, this is really cool, and then you stuck with?
Cockrum, Claremont, then John Byrne, Claremont. I mean, I was too young to really know Cockrum, Claremont when they started on the X-Men, but the John Byrne, Claremont era was when I started. Just an amazing run. So I love Uncanny X-Men. I don't love the crap they're putting out now, but I loved it back then.
Yeah.
Of course, Perez on the Teen Titans with Marv Wolfman, the new Teen Titans. Perez when he did the Avengers in the 90s. What was it, early 2000s? I think it was somewhere around there. I love, I'm a Batman fan. I'm a big Superman fan. I'm a cornball. I like Superman because of his altruism, his nobility, the things that we aspire to be. And, people say he's corny, he's two-dimensional, and the reason why I don't think so is imagine every one of us had the ability to do whatever we wanted. I mean, how many times you've been online and someone's counting pennies and you wanted to rip their head off? Like, come on, I got to get going. Imagine you had the power to do that. Or you had the power to just zip out of there and not pay. it's easy to lose your morality when you can do anything and nobody can stop you. It's hard for him to stay that route, that course. So that's what Superman is to me. So I love Superman. John Byrne's Superman, a little grittier, but of course I love that. Fantastic Four, amazing runs. But as far as artists, Mark Silvestri is insane. V. Ken Marion is insane. David Finch is insane. I love all those 90s pencils, which Steph reminded me, goes, oh, yeah, you like all those 90s pencils. That's why you don't want me in a cover. I was like, yeah, because your shit sucks. But I like all types of art. I like cartoony art as well. But like as you see back here with Philip Tan and guys like that, I really love. But I also love, like Todd Nauck, which is more cartoony. But I just love everything. Everything comics that was before 2000, is great. Everything since then,
So if you had to choose one series that is like your number one go-to series, as somebody said, all right, your favorite comic book series ever, and go, like the one that you can go back to and read 1,000 times, just like one lone standalone series.
Uncanny X-Men.
Uncanny X-Men.
Unless
I knew
tragedy,
that was the answer.
Unless tragedy becomes, 15, 20, 30 issue arc, and then I can say tragedy. But right now I'll say Uncanny X-Men. There is a book from DC though that Chris Claremont wrote called Sovereign 7, which is awesome, and Chris Ivey drew it some issues in that. That's an awesome book. Oh, and also I just had Freddie Williams on my show last week. He did a run on JSA that after 2000 that is phenomenal. It reminds me of the John Byrne Claremont era, so you should check that out.
And so were you a big gamer? You were talking about the Commodore 64, so is it something that you, growing up, did you play a lot of games? Or
I used to play a lot of video games. A Sega Master System. Yeah, I used to love Phantasy Star as a game, first role-playing game. And I wasn't big at Nintendo, but now I have a Nintendo Switch, and at the beginning of the pandemic, I actually played and finished that Legend of Zelda game, which was Breath of the Wild. That was killer. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I haven't had time to play video games since, but I also am a tabletop gamer. I'm in a room with tons of tabletop games.
Oh, really?
Miniature games and stuff, yeah.
So what are some of your favorite tabletop games to play?
Star Wars Legion and Imperial Assault, and I got Zombicide and Descent, Myth, a lot of good stuff. Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Don't you be dissing on Sega stuff. You watch. After this whole Miley Cyrus Peter Pandemic shit's over, you wait. Sega is gearing up for something big, and I guarantee
Sega was awesome, man. Sega was
ahead of its time.
Yes, their graphics were better than Nintendo, but Nintendo appealed to kids.
And here's the thing: the Game Gear came out; it was in color. The Game Boy comes out with this little bitty LCD screen that everybody could get on any handheld game ever, like those goofy. And here's Game Gear with this freaking color screen. But here's the problem: they were so expensive, nobody could afford them. But they were always way ahead of their time. The Dreamcast was insane.
Yeah, the Sega CD was the first one to come out.
Yep. And so here's the thing.
Yeah, Len.
So let's see.
That's right, Len.
I
still have the Master System. I still have the Genesis. I do. I still have them. Man, freaking Shining Force is one of the best freaking games in the world. You ever play that? It's phenomenal.
You know what, man? You're talking to somebody that's got every system I've ever owned in the closet behind me. Me
too. ColecoVision. I have a ColecoVision.
Oh my God.
I loved ColecoVision. Donkey Kong Jr. and everything.
Yeah. Let's see, 3-bit graphics. And my friend, the CEO of Breaking Games, they bring indie games to market like Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, I remember you talking about them, Danny. That is awesome. I love Sega. Sega is awesome. And so here's the thing. I've been deep into like the whole conspiracy that Sega's releasing a new system, and I really believe it's happening. They've really dialed it back with making games for the other systems, and they've bought a bunch of proprietary licenses and
that'd be cool. I'd love to see
copyright stuff. And so people have been saying Sega's been lurking in the shadows while Microsoft and Sony beat it out for each other. And, Nintendo's just sitting on the sidelines like, man, whatever, we're making money, we don't care. But,
hey, Lewis.
Sony and it's not PlayStation, Microsoft have been duking it out, and we're about to have a new player in town. I'm really.
I would love to see Sega come out with something good, man. They were ahead. They always were ahead. By the way, I still have my Atari.
Oh, do you 2600?
Is that the first one? The one that came, the very first system?
Oh, no, yeah, the very first one. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What's going on, Lewis?
1978.
Jesus.
Hell yeah, I still got it.
Crab Lewis is here. Here goes the
Was
comment.
the
Is it Lewis or is it Boo? We have to worry about which one it is.
So, I mean, I'm into a lot of stuff. I can't draw, but I'm into art. I'm into comics. I'm into reading books and novels. I'm into tabletop games, video games, role-playing games. I play D&D with my kids and my wife is awesome, by the way. She's so cool. I play the... Dude, I have the old Marvel RPG role-playing game from the 80s, the yellow box.
Oh, yeah?
I have that here with a ton of modules, yeah. We play it, man. Me, my kids, and my wife. My wife is awesome. We love movies. My wife never makes me watch chick flicks. I mean, she was watching Mortal Kombat with me last night and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I almost let my kids watch Mortal Kombat, and I was like, yeah, I better not, you know.
It was a little graphic, yeah.
It's a little graphic, but then I laughed at it because, you know, it looked like... no spoilers, don't worry, everybody. I'm just laughing because, like, the CGI blood looked like strawberry jam. I'm just going to put it out. It was good for what it was, man. It was a good ride. So
listen, if you go in there thinking, "Oh, I want to see The Last Samurai," well, then you're going to be disappointed,
Yep,
and I wonder why you're going to do that. But if you go in going like King Kong versus Godzilla, this is supposed to be just eye candy, fun, bubblegum, you know, silliness, then you're going to be fine. That's all. It was based on a video game, and you want this to be something cinematic?
Yeah, it's based on a video game that I used to play at the arcade inside of Pizza Hut while my parents were waiting on their pizza. And I'd be like, hey, can I have a couple of quarters? And you'd be on round 3, and you'd have to go back and be like, I got my ass whooped. Can I have some more quarters, please?
See, I'm old enough to remember when there were arcades all over the place, and you were playing Dragon's Lair, and you were playing the old X-Men game where Nightcrawler zipped across the screen, and
Oh,
I miss arcades.
I do too. We used to have, damn it, what the hell the name was? What was it? We had one that was inside of Crestwood Mall that was really, really big. That was awesome. And then we had another one inside of Chesterfield Mall. And I can't... Tilt. That was the name of it. The one in Crestwood. And it was awesome. Like, you would go in there, and it was probably like the size of a high school gymnasium times like 4. And it was bigger than what a Dave & Buster's is now. Because Dave & Buster's isn't an arcade. They got a lot of just cheap, you play ticket games. Like this was, you went in there and they had Rampage World Tour, and then they had Area 51 with the light guns. It wasn't this new Terminator Salvation shit where you're like...
Yeah, we were at Dave & Buster's, and they had this. It was a cockpit, and the whole screen was a Star Wars fighting game, and it was so real and it was so cool, but it was making me get motion sickness. My wife and I were ready to throw up. We couldn't play the game. Terry's here. Hi, Terry. Terry, your package is going out tomorrow. I threw a few goodies in it for you, besides what you won. And James is going to send out your comic. Centipede, yeah. Oh, remember Defender, Yar's Revenge? Do you remember Yar's Revenge? I loved Yar's Revenge. Defender,
I don't think I remember that one.
Asteroids.
I remember Defender and Asteroids.
Well, you're what, in your 30s?
Yeah, I'm 36.
Okay, see, I got 12 years on you, so that's probably why. It was an old game that came out in like 1980. So. Yeah,
Galaga. Yep, that was another one.
I remember when The Empire Strikes Back came out, they had that Atari game with the AT-ATs just walking across, and you had to zip the line around them. Oh man,
world's hardest game ever.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I ever got into money, like Steph Wilson money, like 50,000 covers a year money, I would have an arcade in my house.
It is so sad. I mean, and that's the thing, I remember, when I was 13, 14, 15, the hangout place was the skating rink. And the skating rink itself had an arcade built into it. So either you were skating or you were waiting in line for the next player on the pinball machine. I'll never forget when they had the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back pinball machine in there. Like, I racked up so many free balls on that game. There was like 15 people behind me waiting to play it. And I just remember how much fun it was doing that. And it's like, I look at kids these days, we drive by down here in town and they're all hanging out at the car wash. And we're like, where's the fun in that? You guys are just standing outside talking to each other. Like, are we really in a world where it's so bad that you guys got to hang out at a car wash because there's nothing to go do?
Oh, the bodega. But by the way, I'm gonna be 49 in October, so I'm no baby, Richard. That's for sure, Terry. I'm not a baby, not anymore. My wife thinks I'm a child, though. She says she thinks she has 3 kids, but that's beside the point. You know, as far as maturation level, yeah, I'm probably about 12. But chronologically, and
Racked up free balls.
What's that? Oh yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, I had 15 free balls on that game, and like you can see the
41.
count on the screen.
Richard, let me explain something to you. 41. Make it to 48. In those 7 years, major differences are going to happen to your body. You're going to wake up and you're going to have pains where you didn't know you had them, and creaks where you didn't know you had them. You're gonna do something and feel good, and then the day later you go, "Oh man, what the hell was I thinking?"
Yeah,
you just wait.
There's a cheat code. It's up down, left right, BA start. So you know.
Russell likes his joystick played with. Yeah, but I heard it's one of those small thumb sticks.
That's not what she said. No one cares about your balls. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here, Andre. Go to sleep.
That's so funny.
He said,
Steph is actually staying the whole time. It's only because it was his cover reveal. Otherwise, he would have done what he always does. Comes in, throws a few insults, runs away.
I know. Well, and see, here's the thing. He must have made so much money off of that clothed cover that he can just retire for like the next few weeks. That's what it is.
Yeah, he ripped me off, man. He like charged me a shit ton of money. It was
it was like $6,000 for that cover, and there wasn't even any background. I mean, man, what a ripoff.
Richard knocked his back out. Listen, when I was 41, I was playing basketball with college kids. So if you're feeling that way at 41, I don't want to know what you're like when you get to 48, 49. See, Steph doesn't do anything. Carrie Ann does it all for him. She's the hard worker. She's the one that's the brains behind the operation, and she's the talent. So Steph is young because, you know, when you don't do anything, there's no stress in life.
Yeah.
You know.
Steph just kicks back with Wilson and the Cape Cod. They sit at the shoreline, you know, sipping on hot cocoa.
Yeah. Where did they live before they moved to Cape Cod?
Jersey.
Oh, no wonder they moved.
Steph is selling scratches and pieces now. So what do you do when you get one that smells bad? You just send it back to Steph and tell them it's expired?
It smells like fish. Tastes like chicken.
And not the good screwed.
Yeah, good luck to you, Rich.
Oh, I'm screwed. I'm in for it, man. I got so many back issues from that car wreck last year. Like when I get out of bed in the morning, sometimes it's a wonder if I can get out of bed before an hour of being up.
Let me tell you, though, the COVID diet actually helped me, though. I mean, I got so sick. I lost a ton of weight. I went down to 208 pounds, and I was 260. I didn't eat for a month at least. I mean, I didn't eat anything. And I lost a lot of weight, and it helped my back because I had 3 herniated discs. I still do, but they don't really bother me like they did. And you know, my knees. I unfortunately, I was a Boy Scout in the sense I never drank, I never smoked, never did drugs, but I used to get into a lot of fights. I'm Irish. I had to do something. We fight and we drink, and I don't drink, so I had to do something. So I got into a lot of fights, and I played a lot of sports, so there's a lot of impact. And I've had over 6 concussions, and I got slashed over my eye and got plastic surgery, and I've been banged up and beat up and hit with bats and canes, and so my body's a mess.
The COVID diet.
Yeah. When I was in the hospital, Lori would message me and see how I was doing. So thank you, Lori, you and Glenn. I appreciate that. Steph, nowhere to be found. He didn't give a fuck. Thanks, Steph. Sorry to the F-bomb out there.
Oh, that's all right. I think I've already said it like 12 times tonight, so it's all good, man. It's not PC around here. We don't do that shit. They offered ads for mine. I'm like, no, I want to do my show the way I want to do it. Let's have fun. Because that's what brings the people. Let's have a good time, you know, and promote some people's shit.
Yeah, but sometimes you bring some of the people you don't want, you know.
Yeah, like tonight, I had to get a filler guest. I mean, I could have had Monty Michael Moore, and then, you know, Phil's like, I really need somebody to talk to about my project with. Will you please have me on? So,
I was like, please. Man, I was sending him flowers to his house and like chocolates and
he sent some girls over dressed up like Tragedy, and then he was like, "Here, do with them what you will."
Well, here's the funny thing: a famous artist / inker, his wife is great at making real custom-made cosplay costumes, and I'm going to have a Tragedy costume made. I'm looking to see if I saw it. Not that one. Yeah. But thank you, Lori. She's nice. Anyway, my wife is considering being the cosplayer, which would be easier because then the costume stays home. She goes to shows with me, and then if you get a cosplayer and they decide they don't want to do it anymore, now I have to find someone that actually fits the costume.
Costume, exactly.
And I got to meet them with the costume, and so it's a pain
And
in
you
the
got to pay
ass.
for their travels, like if you go to different cons places. But your wife always goes with you, and that'd be cool. And she can hold down the fort while you go.
And my wife is gorgeous, so I mean, what the hell? She's almost 15 years younger than me, so she would look gorgeous in that thing. Yeah, I used to fight a lot. I've had over 60 fights in my life. I don't even know how many anymore. Never started them though. I just didn't walk away from them. Irish temper. What am I gonna tell you? Yeah, but I don't drink. So
yeah, you just make Irish coffee, right?
Yeah, I really have nothing to do with alcohol. I was an athlete. I didn't bother. I didn't do drugs or cigarettes or alcohol. I mean, do you? I don't care if you do, but I just didn't. But I fought. Oh, please. I had a tough dad too. The first thing he'd ask me, "Did you kick his ass?" If I say no, he'd say, "Well, go back and kick his ass and don't come home." Thank you. They're a really sweet couple. Lori and Glenn are very nice people. And Glenn is high on the spectrum with autism, and he's the gentleman that he has his book. And John Howard, who I used to represent, was very kind to draw the book for free. I asked them, and they volunteered to do it for free. We have people that are going to color it for free. And Alex Sinclair, who I wouldn't say I'm like good friends with, but I'm friendly with, offered to color his cover for free. So Glenn, we're trying to get that book going for him and a Kickstarter for him. And
is that your pacemaker beeping in the background?
No, it's my stupid phone. The battery's dying in the house phone. And so Glenn said to me that a lot of people wouldn't help him, and he just wants to show the world that you can have autism and still accomplish these things and fulfill your dream. And I wanted to help him. I had to help him.
That's awesome.
He should be an inspiration to all of us, and he's a really nice guy. And Lori, his wife, is a wonderful human being. So, good people.
Uh-oh. Oh my God! Get out of here, Lewis. Lewis sent me a video.
Oh.
No.
Oh, Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis sent me a new video of him as Boo Thing. Sorry about that. No,
Raj is here. I plugged you before, Raj. I don't know if you know, but I told everybody April 27th.
Ass you or something like that.
Oh shit!
I'm just kidding,
April 27th, Mojo Rising 2, Raj Mahan, Manny Soto, Greg Harms, and Third Empire. It's also Outlaw Studios, which is Raj Mahan. If you didn't get Mojo 1, I read it. Great book. You should. He'll have a tier for you to get issue 1 and issue 2. Go check it out. Go to Raj's page. Go to Third Empire 2020's Facebook page. You could probably get the link now. Hit that thing to get alerted when it launches and support them, please. Support them. They're good people. They're good guys.
And that's really awesome, too. So I just want to go back to what you were talking about them doing all that work for them and getting that comic out there. That's really great to hear people doing such, nice things like that. That's like one of the things, the Heroes for a Cause that you had on, and then I had on as well. They did the covers for not autism. One of them was pediatric brain cancer.
Yeah,
was the second one, and cystic fibrosis
yes.
was the first one. And so that was something that we're still kind of working on right now. Is the third book's going to be on possibly on congenitive heart defect kids. So Roderick, my son, has
awesome.
2 open heart surgeries. He's going to be one of the kids in the book possibly, and be able to choose,
awesome.
What the superpower is. And they are also going to pull in a couple other kids from different areas around. Unfortunately, things kind of got shut off because of COVID between them and the sponsor. And I talked to them the other day, and they said they were still going to reach out. But it's great to know that there's really good causes and really good people out there that are really pushing to help, let people know about these issues, and also, show that you can still have power no matter what you have, that you think that no matter what adversities you face.
Yeah, they're a bunch of great group of guys, and they see proof Steph begs. Steve, see proof that Steph begs. That's what he did to me. He begged and begged and begged and begged and begged. I think I even heard Carrie Ann tell him, "Don't you have any pride? Don't you have a backbone? Stop."
Carrie Ann was going, Steph, you've already begged for like 15 covers this week. I can't color all of these. And Steph's like, got her chained to the wall. Like, be quiet, woman. You will color these. I mean,
Kermit will. I'll choke you with Kermit if you don't.
Yeah, Kermit did it. It wasn't me.
Well, I mean, you get 100 covers when you do 12 variants just for Jimmy Noble alone. It's 70 freaking something, whatever.
Well, see, and then he gets those naughty fairy commissions where he has to draw feathers, and feathers are like Steph's kryptonite. I mean, you bring
backgrounds.
Like backgrounds. I mean, you bring in background or feathers or fire, and Steph's pacemaker starts going off. He starts twitching on the ground, and
so like if you do anything other than just TNA, he just don't
know what to do. Yeah, it's just total system catastrophic failure.
But you just saw live. He was begging for a cover right here. You just saw it. Proof, people. Proof right there. Sorry, Steph. You've been exposed. You exposed yourself,
much better
man.
Than that. Yeah, you can catch charges for that, especially in Cape Cod. The fish might bite that little worm.
Steph Wilson is exclusive with Jim Noble. That is funny.
Hey, Lewis is exclusive for no one. He's just pimping out that boo thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, don't you dare say poor Steph Wilson, Richard. Don't you dare. He brings this shit on himself. Don't you dare defend him. Don't you dare.
Well, I mean, don't you know? I mean, heck, Steph Wilson got offers from Etch-a-Sketch to do the Steph Wilson Etch-a-Sketch variant, where it was just like one circle template where you just put it on a sheet of paper and it draws boobs for you. So for all of us people out there who are drawing inclined, we just can't do it. And you just get the Steph Wilson Etch-a-Sketch and just draw boobs for you, and you can just put legs and a body on it.
The thing is, anytime he gave it to people, they just shook it right away.
Honey, how'd you get two black eyes? Oh, it was from the Steph Wilson Etch-a-Sketch.
In all seriousness, Steph did a great cover for me. Thank you, Steph, and Carrie Ann, of course, as well. Your colors and the inks look great. They make a great team, and they did a wonderful job for me. So thank you. And they were very professional. I mean, the turnaround time was very fast. He was very kind and reasonable with the price. And I can see why Steph continually gets work. So, grown men. I mean, Brett is not here right now, but grown men who say jelly instead of jealous, all they make me think of is like mean girls or something. So, while he's taking a shit, I will host. Speaking of taking a shit, Steph Wilson, I need some original art because I ran out of toilet paper. So please send some my way.
I mean, Steph Wilson's gone so...
Wow, Richard just turned on me. Look at that shit. Oh, my God, Richard. I thought we were cool, man. I bought you sketchbooks. You're going to get a cover. Wow, I'm hurting. Man, that is hard.
Well, I mean, you got to be jealous when Steph Wilson even comes out with his own toilet paper line. I mean...
Man, Richard, that is brutal. So listen, I've got these two sketchbooks I'm going to give away if anybody wants. I'm kidding. Richard, I'm deeply wounded. I don't know if we can be friends any longer. Yeah, Raj, I inspired you to write faster. Yeah, people, I just was like, people like, why don't you stop? Why don't you slow down? Here's the reality. When you're writing, you write because you want to write because you enjoy it. Period. And when you get the mojo, there's a plug for you, Raj. You got to see what I did there. You see what I did there? When you get your mojo going, you got to keep writing.
Got to get your mojo rising.
But there's other reasons for it. By me continually doing chapters, I'm fleshing out the characters to where I really get to understand them and know them. But also, yeah, nice try. Too late, Richard. Too late.
We already gave them away like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, really. But also... future plans, you have to have mapped out where you're going with the book and stuff, depending if you want to shop it to Netflix or Amazon or whatever. And plus, it helps with a faster turnaround with the Kickstarters, you know? And with Phil, the quality might not be holding him back. Yeah, no, my superhero is my wife. Smart men marry up. Steph knows that. He married up. I don't know your wife, but I would assume you did because you're a smart man. So, my wife is supportive of everything I do, despite our financial struggles right now. She knows how important this book is to me. She's my wife is awesome. Let's just say she's my best friend. I'm grateful for her and the two beautiful girls she gave me, and 15 books of crap. And I'm grateful for that she said yes. You know, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But they're awesome. My family, my family's amazing.
So Lynn wants to know, Phil, do you have a rogues gallery of characters? Do you have any designs ready drawing up?
I have designs in my head. I don't have some of them drawn up yet. Do have some. I don't have all. Money's an issue right now, but when I'm ready to do that, I'm going to need designs drawn. Robert Powers is going to be. He already designed one of the major bad guys that comes in as issues later, and he did a phenomenal job. And so he'll be designing. But yeah, man, I'll need some designs for sure.
And I'm already drumming up the joke that Phil, that Stuff's probably typing right now. He's probably saying that is why your head's so big, Phil, because you have that rogue gallery crawling around inside there. So you can just hit backspace, Steph. I beat you to it.
And that's the funny thing is, yes, it houses a big brain, but the writing the 15 issues, I have people that are coming to me saying, how do you write? What's your method of writing? And you're going to laugh at me. I just start writing.
No, that's how I am. And people get so upset about that because a lot of people will have to sit down and they write notes and they plan it out.
I don't do any of that. I just write.
No, you just do, here's my goal, or here's my start, and here's my finish, and here's my goals.
I don't know where the issue is going myself.
Yeah.
It just comes out, and then I don't even know how it's going to end, and I figure it out as I'm writing the last page. So, Lori's sweet. Yeah, of course. It's too bad you're not still in Jersey. It would have been easier to forget. But of course you do my show stuff. Just charge you double for the table. Well, if you bring Kerry, you won't have to pay double for the table. But if you come by yourself, triple. So
well, you got to have that extra support to house all those boobs on one table.
Yeah. And with the writing of the character and everything, there's some of my wife in her. There's some of me in the character. Because for me, it's just like, and I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way, but has anybody ever met a woman that realized how beautiful she was, how smart she was, how powerful and strong she was? I don't think any woman realizes that in themselves. I don't. And I'm a father of two little girls that I'm trying to show them what they're worth. You're trying to impersonate the characters. Like, yeah, I act them out. I try to dress up like them. As a matter of fact, I dress up like tragedy. I stuff my chest, although I have A cups still. But, and at first, I started writing a book from that perspective of women who don't understand how beautiful they are, how strong they are, how smart they are. I mean, women go through hell every month. Then they go through childbirth. Then they go through menopause. They don't get a friggin' break. I mean, imagine going to work and you have to deal with what they deal with every month, every 3 weeks. So I can't imagine that.
Yeah,
so,
and then Carrie goes through double because she has to deal with step on top of it all.
Exactly. So then she starts bleeding from the eyes. So I started with that perspective, but then I thought about just everybody. I wanted her to relate to everyone. I mean, everybody, in all seriousness, everybody in the chat, how many of you at one point in your life, if not now, right now, are striving for a life that you'd rather have and you're not happy and frustrated with the life you do have? And you didn't, at one point, you just don't know how to get the life you want, or you feel you can't have it. And you deal with that frustration and that anger every day. And that's what this character is. I mean, I really mean that. She's everybody that we relate to. Describing my food tiny to tea. And she sure isn't domesticated. Oh my God. So I wanted to ground her in that sense, in reality. I mean, the action and all that stuff is not real. It's superpowered people. There's Chinese mysticism, and I go back to the first emperor of China and there's, the stories. And yeah, so Richard, you know what I'm talking about. So this book is me paying tribute to all of us that are feeling that way. And sometimes we tend to think we're the only ones feeling that way. We all are. We all want to feel relevant. We all want to love getting up when that sun shines through the window and the alarm clock goes off every day. We're tired of not liking that. And this addresses that. It also addresses people that have daddy issues, and have lost people that they care about. So, I just think she's a really relatable character to everyone. And you're going to look at her and you're going to see that her strength isn't where she kicks somebody's ass. It's how vulnerable she can let herself be after. Because that's the hardest thing. Look, we can all put up a tough front and act like we're badass every day.
But
we don't want to. We don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to show anybody the moment when we're crying. Nope. We don't want to show them our weak moment. But that's the point. That's where you're the most strongest, because you're being the most honest with yourself and everybody around you. It takes a lot of strength to expose yourself like that, So I explore stuff like that, but again, there's a lot of action in it, and there's characters that you love to hate and hate to love. So there's humor in it. I've had people say it's funny sometimes, clever humor, not like the shit that Steph pulls out. So thank you, Mike. Mike James is a man of taste. First of all, he's married to a lovely woman, and he comes on my show and he says that he knows what's good in life. Thank you, Mike.
Well, and that's one of the things that's more relevant about, my show and your show, Phil, is the fact that we let ourselves be vulnerable. It's like you, when you had the COVID, you got on, you talked about it. It's like me with the cancer scare last year, and then I had the car wreck, and I had the stuff with my son, them canceling his heart appointments. We didn't know what was going to go on with him. Last year sucked ass, and instead of sucking it up and getting on here and being like, yeah, we're kicking ass, we talked about our problems to other people. We let ourselves be relatable to everyone else, because we're not coming on here and just showing everybody that we kick ass every day is not realistic. It's not human. We all have our fault points. We all have our times where, even you and I, we've had our times where we get down in depression. We may be rocking this badass project and we may be getting on and pretending like we're happy, but at the end of the day, we're depressed, we're upset, we don't know why. You got all this calamity and this adversity against you, and it's like, you got to pull your head out of your ass and show your vulnerability and allow people to be there for you and help lift you up and do the things that you want to do. And that's what's so great about the indie community and why we do what we do and why we love doing what we do, is because, we help lift up the indie community as much as they lift each other up.
Look at what Richard Jones just wrote. This is raw and real as it gets. And the only way we can connect as human beings is we start being honest like this, But at the same time, you got to keep plugging away. You got to suck it up and keep plugging away. Like I said, I had Freddie Williams on my show just recently, and I'm going to share a little story with you if you didn't see the show. This isn't the original. This is a print. I bought this original piece from Freddie Williams many years ago. All right, Leonardo. He's down on his knees, 10 tons of shit stuck in him. He looks like he could collapse at any moment. He's not going to. He's going to get the fuck up, and he's going to do what he has to do no matter what's stuck in him. And I bought this piece because I was going through the toughest time in my life, and I was in front of Freddie Williams at a convention, and I started to tear up, and I wound up telling him what was going on. It was the worst time of my life, and that's saying a lot because I've had a rough life. And that art is framed in my hallway where on the first floor, my wife lets me, she's cool with it, right next to her beautiful painted Colossus, by the way, for everybody to see, because that painting says what I feel. Get the fuck up. Get up. You can have your moment where you're down and you're crying. You can give yourself that moment, but you get up. Get up. Oh, that's too bad you missed him. He was on my show Friday. Go check it out. I interviewed him on this past Friday if you want to go take a look. And he'll be coming to my convention, Steph. So Maybe I'll sit you next to him and he can teach you how to draw. So, so I mean, I don't mean to make this very serious, but that's
serious.
That's the message, and that's tragedy. Get the fuck up. Do what you got to do. Life is hard. It ain't handing you nothing, but you work at it and you plug away. Life is like geology, time and pressure. If you give it enough time and you apply enough pressure, you can break through anything.
Yeah.
That's the key. So, second worst time in his life, Russell's show was the worst. So, and really, that's what tragedy is. It's tragedy. She keeps going through shit. Her life was stolen from her. Her happiness was taken away. The one person she loved and trusted was taken away from her. And when I tell my story, you get things in bits and pieces in the dialogue and things like that. It's not just handed out to you. It's an exploration. It's a journey that you're going through with her. And I think when you read it, you might go, "Oh shit, that's me," or "Wow, I can relate to that." I really think so. So, agreed. Have you guys seen the variant cover for Superman Red and Blue #2? I have not, and I'm probably afraid to. See, here's the thing. I don't want to knock any artists, that maybe they're not the best quality, but they got the cover. Congratulations, good to them, So don't let frustration make you bitter against somebody else who just wants to live their dream like you. Be inspired. What did they do to get there? Be inspired by, don't look at people, and I'm not saying you did this, Richard, but don't look at people with jealousy. Don't look at them frustrated. Look at them as knowledge. How did they get there? Talk to them, research, find out. How did they get there? What did they do? And go do it. Go do it. There is no tomorrow. It's like the Van Halen song right now.
It's going to be on Kickstarter soon, Terry. It's not out yet.
May 18th, it's on Kickstarter for everybody to pledge. 17 variant covers, and we'll have a tier where you can get all the covers. I know things are expensive. It's not easy. I know there's a ton of Kickstarters going on. I'm going to be honest with you. I say this all the time, and I mean it. Robert Powers and I are both launching on May 18th. We're cross-promoting. I, of course, want Tragedy to launch. This is to fund. This is my dream. But if you can only afford one, go pledge on Robert Powers' Kickstarter, because he did all the art, the writing, the inking, the coloring, the letters, the editing. He can't spell fairy for whatever reason, but I edited his book and he can't spell fairy. Anyway, and he bled and sweat and made this book over the last several years, and he's giving you over 10 issues. So
Penguino looks awesome, man. I've seen some of the stuff that you've shown over the last, the past 7 or 8 months on the show, and I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, so if you can only afford one, seriously, please go pledge on Rob Powers. I'll get my chance, but he just busted his ass for 2 years. You got to, please. It's worth it. It's a good read. It's a great read. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's like why you go to Mortal Kombat, watch that, or Godzilla versus King Kong. You're not getting Shakespeare because you don't want to. You're going there for fun, for action, to laugh. But at the same time, Penguino, there is a character there, that you can all relate to. He's the little guy that people frown upon and laugh upon. So he's snarky and he's a wise ass as a defense mechanism. Like, screw you. I'm not little guy. And then he shows you he's not little guy. So go check it out. Penguino's Revenge, and pledge on that. So please do that.
Who the hell is Chuck now?
And does this book have any variants?
Isn't this dude I seen in a hamburger bun suit or something, and he was like wearing shorts with snow on the ground because he burned all his pants like a dumbass?
Oh shit! Anyone can succeed. Look at Phil. Anyone. I haven't succeeded yet, at least not in my mind.
By the way, hi Chuck.
Yeah, we talked about you before, Chuck. I said nice things. Russ didn't, but I said nice things. But I mean, I hear people tell me I'm successful, and I haven't achieved anything yet. So, I mean, it's very kind that you say that, but I haven't achieved shit. I haven't achieved anything.
You've achieved more than anything. You have become a voice for the indie creators, the indie people. You know, it's something that's success right there. The great group of people that you have around you that are supporting you and doing variant covers and doing art for you and talking up your project and how awesome it is, and the 15 people that have read the script and they said that this is badass. You know, you need to be fielding it out. You know, setting it up for this played like a Netflix movie in my head. You have achieve success because you're doing what you want to do. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or anything. That doesn't mean anything. What means and matters to anyone is the group of people that you have surrounding you. And we have that. We have a great community. We have a great group of people. And that's being successful. To me, that's being successful.
Well, I will say in that regard, yes. The love and support I got when I was sick was astronomical. I was getting hundreds of messages a day. The love and support I get from my projects has been wonderful. So I do appreciate that, and that is success. You're absolutely right. But the success I'm talking about is I am tired of my day job just like everybody else. I'm tired of struggling, financially to do the things I want. And I'd love to just make this book for a living and do my art repping and do my conventions and just be, solid in this community financially as well, Yes, I know I am. Thank you. I really am.
Well, and that's how you know somebody's really passionate about it. I mean, I'm the same way about Xenonanite and Raziel.
You have to be just be able to say that fucking title.
Oh, come on. Don't jump on the Steph bandwagon. You let me down, man. That's it. I'm ending the show. That's it. Get the fuck out of my studio. Oh, man. Yeah, we have, that's it's part of the love for creation is living, breathing, living vicariously through our characters. It's like, with Raziel, the adversities and the shit that he goes through in book 1 is a lot of the shit that I went through.
And the family stuff. I liked that about your book. I like that a lot.
It was a way for me to vent my frustrations. And anything can be a form of creative outlet for a person. You come home, you have a bad day, you write. You come home, you have a bad day, you watch a movie. You have a bad day, you come home, you play a video game. Everybody has their creative outlet that they do. And, that for me, that's writing. And, it was one of those things that for so long I suffered because I felt like a part of me was missing when I quit writing all those years ago. And then I can say after last year of starting writing again, I can be like, this is what has been missing. This is what I've been wanting to do. Yeah. I love playing video games. I love spending time with my family. I hate my normal job. I want to be able to be creative. And then I actually, taste the candy and I start creating again. And I'm like, I want to do this full time. This is what I want to do. This is what I love doing. I love doing it, and I can't wait for people to read it. And I want to talk to them about it. I want to explore the universe with them. That's what's going to be most fun is forming those relationships with the readers.
How hard is it for you not to just give the book out and show it to everybody and have them read it?
Super hard.
Right?
Super
I want
hard.
everybody to read the scripts, the first 15 scripts, and enjoy the story and tell me what get the feedback. But then obviously they won't buy the book. So, Greg Harms. Yeah. First of all, these clowns and jokers are actually pretty funny here. Chuck Pinot has even been joined in. But Greg Harms, man of class, man of integrity. It's about time. Thank you, Greg. We need a little balance because there's a bunch of clowns in here. So, listen, my background is just my passion. I'm not plugging myself. I don't have a tragedy background. I don't have anything. I just love art. I love artists. I love what creators do. And I hope, you're not in the industry just because you do a convention. Anybody can buy a damn table and sit there. Yeah. And you're not a creator just because I wrote this book. I'm a creator once the book is successful and I get the respect of my peers, then I feel like I'm a creator. And I look forward to being part of the creator community, not just a guy who does a show and helps everybody else. I don't even want to... I haven't been watching much TV or reading any comics or anything because I'm just in the mode of I'm done listening to the radio. I want to be the guy on the radio. You know what I mean? Enough already. It's time. It's time that I put something out there that people can resonate with and they can sit and want to watch and read. So that's my thoughts on that.
No, I agree.
And then I want to get big enough where I can get away from these hacks. that we won't name names. That wasn't. And move on where they're just like beneath me. They're not even right now. I mean, he's technically beneath me, but I mean, I haven't got the stature yet to just be able to tell him fuck off. So
Yeah.
he begs me right now for covers, and it's just getting annoying.
Yeah, he'll be the please, sir, can I have another cover? And you'll be like, smack! How dare you talk to me, peasant?
I just I mean, when you look at the quote unquote celebrities and big names and big convention owners, they don't deal with guys like him. I mean, he's like, who's this putz? You know what I mean? But right now, they all want free tables, like they're somebody. And they go, oh, God, I'm supposed to eat my pants and not make any money because these fuckers want free tables. And you got to deal with the egos. The egos are just through the roof. Oh, look at me. I'm special. Pay attention to me. I'm Steph Wilson. I do 100 covers a year. I'm just totally kidding, by the way. I think people are like dropping their jaw like, oh, my God. I'm just playing. No, Danny, I never gave one. Well, I give a few to my wife, but I really don't care. Yeah, well, Raj, I already talked to Greg if he ever can get down here about what we can do. So, Richard, I am still hurt by you. I am feeling betrayed.
Yeah. Yeah, are you still giving out those art books?
Yeah. Oh, and
I need some more toilet paper. This one's almost out.
Because I'm a better man than Richard, we won't call him by his nickname for Richard. Actually, I don't know if he has any left, but his art books are really cool, and he does a head sketch in the front for you, or you can get the one that has a blank cover that he can sketch for you. I got them, and I'm just kidding, Lori. And so go check it. I don't know if he has any left, but go check out Richard Jones III. His sketchbooks are great. Actually, they're right here because I was just sorting them. I might even be able to show them if you want to. Oh, yeah, I got them right here.
We're going to get kicked off of freaking Facebook. You got Phil showing his titties on screen.
Yeah. Richard Jones. So check this out. This is his art therapy. He put in these top loaders, which is an option for you. It's a Swamp Thing. And this is the Nightcrawler. This is what I got. I got the one where he draws on the cover. Look at that Nightcrawler. It's awesome.
That is
classic
awesome.
Nightcrawler. Yeah. So that's what you get from Richard Jones. This is the one that he does the sketch on the inside, and this is the one that you can get it on the cover. I got both. So go check it out if he has any left. Look, someone said, why am I always promoting everybody else? Because I know what it is to be frustrated and want your dream fulfilled. And why can't we just help each other? It cost me nothing to do what I just did. It cost me nothing. And people are like, well, if I do this, I might give him a leg up. And then I don't worry about that shit. Because you know what? If I believe in my product and if I believe in what I'm doing, he's not competition. I'm my own competition. I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. Richard isn't my competition. He's my comrade in arms. He's my friend. He's part of the community. You are too. Why aren't we lifting each other up? That's the freaking point.
And here, I want to step back. I don't know how many times people are like, I can't believe you did that. So at the beginning of the show, when Ted Davies joined in, I said, Ted Davies just dropped his book, Graham 101, and on Kickstarter tonight. Go check it out after the show. You didn't hear Phil go, oh, the audacity. This guy just promoted somebody in the audience's book. That's what we do. We see somebody. Ed, when we talked about Ed, I went and got my books, and I showed off my books, and Phil admired them and said those are awesome.
You're supposed to. That's why we do these lives.
That's why we do
If we were doing this for money, I'd be on YouTube trying to get monetized. You don't get monetized on Facebook. We're doing this because we want to help.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we want to have fun and talk shit to each other. Because that's what we do.
I mean, honestly, other than Dell, my show, they don't rip me too much unless Steph or Dell come on, but
Oh, man.
Yeah, Richard said, Dick thanks you, Philip. He thanks you big time.
Now there's a dick with 3 eyes. Just make sure what did Lewis say? You make sure you sanitize your hands after sharing a table with Steph at a con. Last time he gave me pink.
Oh shit! Really? Because the last person I heard got chlamydia.
Oh man.
Yeah, Chuck. Though, look, I'm not going to bring it up, but Chuck, you know that there are people in this industry that, or in this community that just they're focused on the wrong things, and we're going to leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, it's about helping each other. I haven't bothered Phil about the free biscuits. Oh, Mark Torres is here, people. It came from the radio, which, by the way, is a great online radio show. They have been very gracious and kind. They had me on before every convention. Mark Torres is a great guy.
And he'll be on with me on the 23rd of May.
Oh, he will.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome. Great guy, great show. And he's talking about biscuits. So basically, one of the questions I ask most of my guests is, what's the craziest commission you ever got, and things like that. And we had a couple of things. With Geraldo Borges, he also came up that he'd never been to Red Lobster, and he'd love to go to Red Lobster. And Geraldo's a friend of mine. You know, we'll go out to dinner if he comes to the show, whatever, or if I see him at NeoCon. And I said, okay, we'll take you to Red Lobster. And that became a joke. You know, we're all going to go get the cheddar biscuits at Red Lobster. But then Chris Campana had a story about a fucked up commission that was asked was some anime character fornicating with a panda bear. So the joke is that I'm going to dress up as a panda bear and have a Red Lobster bib on and take everybody to Red Lobster. And the funny thing is the show that I postponed, literally right across the parking lot from the hotel, is a Red Lobster. So he's referring to that with the biscuits.
Oh, man, that's great. I always wonder that because I always see every once in a while when I hop on, somebody's talking about biscuits. So now at least
I do want to say this. When it comes to Greg Harms and Third Empire, leave them the fuck alone or I'm going to handle you. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing is when it comes to Raj Mahan and Manny Soto and their book, they're great guys with their own minds who do and think for themselves. And I'm grateful to be a part of that whole group of guys. They're a good group of guys. They're family. They stick by each other. And I'm just going to say, leave them the fuck alone. And that's all I'm going to say. But Greg Harms is working very hard at Third Empire. If you haven't been paying attention, go to Third Empire 2020 on Facebook. Go check them out. He's a good man of integrity. I mean, on a level that you don't see very much anymore. He's a good man. He works extremely hard. He's running 3 Kickstarters. He's getting them all going right now. And I don't know where I'd be without him right now as far as getting my page together and his knowledge and his success. So shout out to Greg Harms and Third Empire. And then again, Mojo Rising, Raj Mahan with his Outlaw Studios, and Manny Soto, April 27th. It's a few days away. What's today's date? 25th. It's 2 days from now. It's Tuesday. So Tuesday it's launching, guys. Go check it out. Go check it out. Can you put some blue balls in the pan there for my hair? Nice. I actually thought about getting a commission of me in a panda suit with the Red Lobster bib. And the group that comes regularly to see my show is called the Rogues Gallery because they're always screwing with me too. So I thought about having a few of them behind me, like with knives ready to stab me, whatever, and that would be the promo graphic for the show.
Danny,
Someday.
that idea gets 5 exploding blue balls. Well, man, it's been a lot of fun. I don't want to keep you all night. We've had a great discussion about the indie industry. We had a great discussion about tragedy and CreatorCon Q&A, and tearing up that fucker Steph Wilson in the comments, and that little beggar that he is. I mean, look at that. Look at all these times he begged in the comments tonight for people to get covers from.
It's kind of embarrassing for him.
Embarrassing.
It's like when you ever watch a scene in a movie and you feel so embarrassed you can't watch it. It's kind of what's going on now. You know what? Can we show Steph Wilson's cover one more time? The variant.
Sure can. Hold on, let me.
I know I've been on long and we got to get going. I apologize. Oh, you got it. Okay, good.
No, you're fine, man.
We premiered this today. This is Steph Wilson's variant cover for Mojo. See, Greg, I told you he's not a sleazy scumbag porn pusher. He can do something that's decent for families. And that's the other one. Thank you, from Shelby Robertson. Those are 2 variants that added. We're waiting on Geraldo Borges and Larry Stroman, and that will wrap up. Oh, and then it's also Corona's going to ink Ace Continuado and color it, and that'll wrap up all the covers. There's 17 variants in total. This is an art lovers campaign as well as the comic. So I hope you guys come out May 18th and pledge, please.
And make sure you go for the Russ Explode Studios variant cover, the Philly Cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby, I rose so good.
Who sings that?
I don't know.
You had the graphic of Steph as the singer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Steph Wilson, love songs from Cape Cod. And if you missed out on it, make sure you get Steph Wilson's Valentine's Day cards. You make my art complete, and his I'm an art breaker.
I heard he stuffs his bra, just to let you know.
And also, you can pick up his cosplay cover as
Danny, when you're not banned anymore, please feel free to reach out, and I will. I don't know if I can friend request you while you're banned, but.
And then there's Red Monica, Steph Will cosplay, getting held up. You need a little support from Ruben Rosas. And here's Steph Wilson as Steph Poole and his Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassins cosplay cover with a stick unicorn. Yes, that is a tutu.
Nice. I have a tutu. I'm wearing it right now. Anyway. By the way, Raj, talk to Richard Jones about a cover for Mojo, man. I think he'd do a killer job on Mojo. Yeah, I appreciate having me on. I know it's been 2.5 hours. You finally got views, so you had to hang on as long as you could. So I'm just messing. I had to mess with somebody else for once. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're good, man. That's all good. I stay as long as it goes. I have no problems with staying on. We had a good time. We had a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of shit, good, a lot of shit, and on the bad side of things, people. You got to push through the adversities. You got to make things happen. I mean, it only took us a lot of convincing for Steph to finally do a sketchbook because he wasn't convinced it would sell out, and it sold out, and he was blown away by it.
He sold it out fast.
So you know what? All those things. If there's one thing you can take away from tonight's show, if you have something that's holding you back from doing what you want to do and doing what you think that you are going to love doing, then please make sure you give it a try, because you never know. If you try and you fail, at least you know that you failed. But if
the only thing holding you back is your fear.
That's right.
That's it. It's the only thing holding you back. Nothing else is in your way. It might be a pain in the ass roadblock, but it's not in your way. Keep nipples on. No, I'm serious about that. If you just let go of your fear and give it a shot, because honestly, the worst thing that you can do is live with regret in your 70s and 80s, wondering, what if I tried? I think we can all agree that if we tried our best and it just didn't work out, we could probably be at peace with that and move on. It wasn't meant to be. But if you just wonder, what if I tried, it'll eat the hell out of you for the rest of your life. Just go do it. Don't be afraid. Just try. You can always find reasons to not do something. There's always reasons not to do something. The money, I don't want to work too hard. I don't want to get up at 9 in the morning, 7 in the morning, whatever. There's always reasons to not do something. There's only one reason to do it, and it's the best reason. You want to be happy. And teach your kids that with hard work and bleeding, they can do it. That's my point, man. We got to teach our children, or your nieces or your nephews or whatever. We have writing on my kids' walls that's about chasing your dreams, princess, and all that bullshit. That's all bullshit. That's freaking words on the wall. That's Disney getting another freaking $20 out of me so my kid can have it on the wall. But if I do it and they see it, now it's more than just words on a wall.
That's right.
Be the change in the world you wish to see. I believe that wholeheartedly. So go out there and just do it. But do it right. You don't have to step on a neck to do it. We can walk up the ladder together. We can get a second ladder and climb together. We can do it together. I am so happy, Russell, that you funded, man. And I know you had some issues with the editing and everything, but it's going to happen. The book's going to be out there. I read the book. I love the book. I love the family dynamics. I love the characters, relatable. I think it was fun. It was interesting. There's a lot of things going on in it, the sci-fi, the intense action moments and stuff like that. So I'm so happy that the book is going to be successful. It's funded and it's going to be successful. And just keep going, man. No matter what's going on with health, no matter what's going on with the money, you got to keep going.
Just do it. And thank you very much. Lynn, and thank you very much, Lori. I really appreciate everybody being here tonight. We had a great show. We had a great conversation. We guys came at it with the comments. We had a good time, man. I really appreciate everybody being here. And Phil trying to succeed. Look at his live streams. He has a long way to go. What a way to end, man. We're having a great
I'm
moment.
telling you, just crushed the moment. Look, there's two different kinds of people in the world, unfortunately. There's the lonely guy that watches two people in love on a park bench, and even though he feels lonely, he's happy for them. And then there's the guy that Steph is like. He's lonely. He sees them happy on a park bench, and he hates them for it, and he wants to tear them down, and he wants them to break up because he's miserable. And unfortunately, that's Steph. But, you can't control those people. You can only control how you let them affect you. And Steph doesn't affect me. So.
Well, Phil, I'm going to give you the big screen. I want you to give everybody your final elevator pitch for Tragedy. For anybody that just is joining in and missed us talking about it earlier, I want you to give that final elevator pitch for Tragedy. Tell them when it's going to launch and where they can find you.
May 18th, Tragedy is my book. It'll launch on Kickstarter. I'm cross-promoting with Pinguino's Revenge. It is a tale of an female Irish assassin whose life was taken away from her. She was a former ballerina. She had a loving father who was killed, and she doesn't know by who or why. Her life was taken from her, and she's trying to figure out how to get her life back, but she doesn't know how to. There's action, there's adventure, there's superpowered beings, there's Chinese mysticism. There are heroes you love. There are villains you love to hate and hate to love. There's humor. There's big action scenes, but the heart of the book is how relatable she is. She is an example of all of us. No matter how strong we are, we have our moments where we're vulnerable. We're crying. We're hurt. It's hard to get up every day, but we get up anyway. She is the best of us. She's the worst of us, but she is us. And I really feel that picking up this book, you are not wasting your time. I really think you will enjoy this book. You will enjoy the aesthetics of this book. It's beautifully drawn by Ricardo Silva, beautifully colored by Sigmund Torrey, beautiful letters by Jason Meadows, amazing variant covers by Will Spatasio, Ian Churchill, Larry Stroman, Sean Chen, Steph Wilson, and a bunch of other people. Keith Williams, Henry Martinez, Will Playton, Rob Powers, Mato Zapata, Philip, Michael Mez Phillips, Chris Mad, Ace Continuado, Crease, Geraldo Borges. I mean, it's just art. But I really think this is a book that you'll enjoy, and you'll really want to know what happens in the next issue, and you'll really be able to relate to more than just tragedy. There are other characters that are in this, and it also has to do with honor and integrity. So please, May 18th, my Kickstarter, Tragedy, will be out, launching on Kickstarter. So please go pledge and show support. Thank you.
And I have real footage of Steph during the live stream begging for covers. I just want to end on this note here. There he is right there.
Oh, and by the way, the script was edited by Chuck Pinot. Absolutely. So sorry I didn't give you that credit. Chuck Pinot edited the script. He is the editor on that. So.
And where can people find you, Philip?
Facebook, you go to Philip Russert. Instagram, you go to Phil Russert. If you're looking for a creative team for your book, I'm an art rep with an amazing team. We can do everything for you. And it's Legendary Illustrations. So it'll be www.belegendaryillustrations.com. If you want to commission or you want to cover or whatever, it's email contact@belegendaryillustrations.com and you'll reach me, or you can DM me on Facebook or Instagram. Also, I have my CreatorCon Q&A show every Tuesday and Friday, and CreatorCon event is my show page, which it's on hiatus, of course. There's not much going on the page, but I do run two conventions: Suffolk Comic and Art Expo, which will be out in the summer. It's a one-day show, and CreatorCon will be a two-day show once all this mess has resolved itself. So,
well, thanks so much for being on, Phil. If you want to hang out in the green room for a few minutes,
sure.
I'll be back shortly.
Thanks, and thanks everybody.
Thanks a lot, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks for helping us roast Phil. We had a good show. We roasted stuff. We had a lot of fun. We talked about some great things. We talked about a great project. So please check out these projects. May 18th, Tragedy alongside of Penguino's Revenge. So please make sure you check out both of these projects. Back them. Show them support. If you cannot afford to back them, share it out. A share is worth its weight in gold. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you can, throw $1 at a project. If you budget out $10 a month, if you don't have a lot of money coming in, you can't afford to back projects, just know by backing $1, your friends get an email stating, hey, this person backed this project. And it may get eyes on a project that they may not have seen without you backing that. So always keep that in mind. If you don't have enough money to back a project, at least throw $1 at it. Show it some support, help kick up the Kickstarter algorithms, and get them bumped up on the list so more people can see it. You can help in several ways other than pledging a full tier. So everyone, thanks so much for being here. Please like, please subscribe, and come hang out. We got some great shows this coming up. We've got Wes Hartman coming on Tuesday. We've got Monty Michael Moore next month. We've got all kinds of great shows. I'll be posting the schedule up soon. Thanks so much for being here. For everyone who comes back and watches this, thank you as well. As always, this is Russ Explode Studios, projects that'll blow your mind. You guys have a great night.